Hey, weary travelers. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Arcanarama. I'm Karen Holt, I'll be your dungeon master for the evening.
Are we hunting rabbits?
For the whole evening.
I am joined, as always, by the amazing Arcana crew. Arcana crew, who's your favorite person? Fuck yeah. And for those of you who haven't seen the hit classic from 1995, a Goofy movie, I don't know what to tell you. Before we begin tonight's session, we've got a couple of announcements before we begin, so I'm going to throw it over to Tay-Tay's Crazy Corner.
Oh, it's crazy.
And Taylor's going to tell us a little bit about our sponsors.
They're great. All of our sponsors are great. All two of them. Three of them, really, if you think about all the coffee cakes we eat. The first sponsor that we're going to talk about this evening is the Gilded Rogue, a clothing and lifestyle website made by our friend, who will go unnamed. If you buy clothes from there, you can get them, and when you get them,
I got my Time for Crime shirt.
She got a Time for Crime shirt.
Oh my
It was
God,
like that
Time for
thing.
Crime.
Yeah, it was kind of a newer edition.
It would be backwards, so I didn't wear it for the show.
And when you
sorry.
ordered that shirt, you also got notifications that you got a.
Yeah, they were like, you want to see your tree that we're planting? And then it gives you all the info about it and like why it's good for the environment.
Why did they plant the tree?
Because
Taylor. when you make a because when you make a purchase, they plant a tree and they tell you all about the tree and where it's being planted and why it's beneficial to that area. It was actually kind of rad. They planted like a medicinal tree in like Madagascar or something wild. I can't remember.
Cool.
Tanzania.
I feel good about saying that now.
And they do, like, they tell you all the benefits and things that they use the tree to make stuff and like how quickly it grows and if what animals benefit from it, like leaves and shit.
Which
It's
animals
really cool.
benefit from
Which
your
animals? The ones that witches
Which animals?
brew.
You'll find out
Animals with little hats.
when you buy your own articles of clothing or pillows or whatever, dog collars from the Gilded Rogue.
From the Gilded Rogue. And so go out there and buy
A forest of merch. Fuck yeah, dude.
We're so good at this.
Our next sponsor, which is the stupidest way to introduce that, I'm a performer. Is More Fun Comics and Games. They are our local comic book shop, super rad, run by a wonderful crew of people you would love to talk to if you went to the store. And they're great. They provide us with the first round of prizes that you can win if you're a follower or not living in Quebec.
Sorry, Quebec.
So stay tuned to hear about how you can win a set of minis that we don't have a photo for, and I left over in that box over there. But you can. It's a mystery box from Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I believe.
Ooh.
And you can win 4 minis, 4 to 6, depending on the box. And they're super rad.
Mini,
That's those like
this mini that I got from the one of them that I opened.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they provide us with the stuff. So like if you've won anything, tag them in any posts of your winnings because they do a lot of great stuff for them.
Yeah, and the minis are pre-painted, so you don't even have to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's on that cam. Deal with it, Robbie. Yeah, then there's Kitty Scratch Kitchen, who's provided those coffee cakes and those muffins over there.
And this coffee.
Our craft services.
Our craft services.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kitty Scratch Kitchen.
What? Oh my god.
Let's throw it over to Kitty.
Like, are we doing a robot thing?
No.
I don't know that dance.
What's up, Kitty?
We have a website now. It's arcanaramashow.com. You can go over there and look at all of the things that are on it. Taylor designed it and put it together, and it's awesome. Things like move. I don't know how that works.
It's animated is another way to say that.
It moves. But it's very cool. Go check it out. Look at the things.
Yeah, it actually is very cool. You should go to arcanaramashow.com right now. Sam, where can they find us on social media?
Oh my god. I'm so glad that you asked. We're at Arcanarama Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. at Arcanarama. On TikTok, we post clips, we post our previously on, so if you want to catch up before right now and think about what we've done, because we're not gonna, you can find all of that on our social media. In our About section, you can find a link to our Discord where we talk to the viewers and the viewers talk to each other. Sometimes they make fun of us, sometimes they judge our decisions.
But they always make friends.
But they always make friends.
Always make friends.
Because they're all so friendly.
They're so friendly. If you like gardening and pets
And anime.
miscellaneous,
And music.
Eating food.
If you like,
we don't even talk about music that much. We should talk about music.
if you like art,
If you like miscellaneous and us,
if you have
check out our
interests.
Discord. If you like things,
If you have interests.
if you're extant,
I don't
go
know.
to our
I don't know
Discord.
how to sell this
Also-
for you better. If you like stuff, it's there.
You fan of air?
Usually our Discord finds out about stuff before the rest of the world does, because we don't like to keep things to ourselves. So, like, they'll find out about photo shoots that we're doing, or art that we're making, or shows that we might have coming up. Other stuff. We tell them secrets.
Yeah.
So if you're here but you're not in the Discord, then you're missing out on Prime secrets.
I'll even tell you how to get to the secret page because no one really liked that little puzzle I made.
There's a secret page on the website.
Oh, and yeah, we frequently post maps and things like that pertain to the show.
Visual aids.
Really? If you're just nosy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Our next announcement of the evening is our second giveaway. So stick tuned with us to the break. You must be a follower of the channel to enter. You can already tell.
Here it
It's gonna be
comes.
great.
Yeah. It's that and the burps.
I can feel those coming
Yeah.
too.
You just ate like 5 tums.
I know.
If you're into burps, stick around. If you're into burps, please stick around silently.
So, before we go to our break tonight, we will tell you how to enter to win the wonderful mystery mini giveaway from More Fun Comics and Games. And then, immediately coming back from our break, we'll announce the winner and tell you how to enter this gorgeous set of handmade resin Fantasy Forge dice. These ones are the most liked set on Etsy that wasn't purchased. And now will never be
Were
because
they
it
the
could be
first
yours.
listing on Etsy?
No.
Oh, cool.
I think
This
the first
is
one is long gone.
yeah. Those were the aged bronze. SKU number 1. These are the Verdant treasure dice. They are beautiful. They are a translucent
Ah.
green resin with a swirl of gold inside and gold numbers. And they're beautiful, and I love them, and they could be yours for free.
And you'll also be a dice toner with me, because I bought them.
Yeah, and these guys have a jumbo D20 included in the set. It is an 8-piece dice set. It's 2 D20s and then everything else that you need. And yeah, that's like a $50 set of dice that can be yours for free. So
And he loves those dice, so take them from him.
I do. Yeah, if nobody enters the second giveaway, I'm keeping that shit. That would never happen.
That's
So stay tuned till the end to figure out if you win those and to enter. But now I'm going to throw it over to Miranda because it's time for a vibe check. I'm going to go my vibe check with the jumbo from this giveaway.
What? Do it.
It's
Hey,
time for a vibe check.
how are your vibes? How are the things? How's everybody doing?
That's
I rolled.
exclamation
You know-
point vibe
An
check
11.
in the chat.
I saw someone ask like what fictional band you wish was a real band so you could go see them, and it's definitely Powerline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hex Girls.
Hex
Ooh,
Girls, fuck
shit.
yeah, they
Okay,
have
hang
this
on.
bill.
Okay, Music Festival, Powerline is the closer. Hex Girls and Drive Shaft opening.
Wait, who was the one from Xenon, the Disney Channel original movie?
I
Would he
don't know.
open? Because that dude
yo.
was rad.
Yo.
It's fine.
Let's see.
Oh,
It's the second one in 2 weeks.
I got a 12.
Oh, I should roll dice. Hi, sorry. Oh! That's bad. That's fair.
Josie the Pussycats.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Jim. I
And the
guess,
one with the
or
shark, right?
The one know.
They're like
I
a
know.
boy band.
I know who you're talking about.
Shark
Oh,
Boy.
It was like
You sure?
Scooby-Doo. No, it was exactly like Scooby-Doo, but they have a shark instead of the dog.
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
shark was all like leathery. It was like bendy.
Yeah.
I didn't do well on this.
I didn't like that.
I got a 1.
You got a 1 too?
I got 1.
Oh, I got a 5.
Hi, what's up, bud?
Wait,
Yeah.
That's fair.
I got
Three
a
of
12.
you got a 12.
I got an 11.
2 ones.
He got 2 ones.
I technically got 2 ones
Yeah.
at the same time. So 4 ones all around.
We're not supposed to roll this bad as a group.
No, it's okay.
That's fine.
one
It's
in
only
my
when we roll
12.
good that people die.
There's a
Oh, let me do one
lunar
for
eclipse
Arcanarama. You can
tomorrow,
also
so it's
Oh.
probably
You can also do a vibe check along with us in the chat by typing ! Vibe check with no spaces. I'm doing it right now from the Arcanarama account. We got a 5.
No!
Butterfly got a 14, so that's
The
good.
average is like 4.
yeah. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Um.
So,
Okay.
I think on that note,
It's time to get these vibes up.
yeah, let's get the vibes up. There are less than 9 days remaining until the fight with the Night Hag. So let's gather up our wet coins and keep on the trail in tonight's episode of Arcanarama. Previously on Arcanarama. The Mistwalkers tended to their wounds through the night, and in the morning the rescued Genevieve Bramble and myself, Pippin Duvet, told our stories. At least, what we could remember of them. With each of us forgetting how we came to be in the fight, we headed with the party to Wiltbloom College of Magic, where Dean Valdwin allowed us the use of his Circlet of Restoration, and a few other gifted magic items, though we're still waiting for Lady Genevieve's turn with the Circlet. We decided to do our waiting with a race to the Boiler Room, a bar here on campus. I won, of course. There we began making solid plans for the fight with the Night Hag to come. Will I get to spend my pouch of wet coins? What will Genevieve remember? Can the two of us really be trusted? What? Of course we can. Who wrote this? Whatever. Find out right now on Arcanarama. Welcome back, everyone. We begin, as always, right where we left off. You all find yourselves with 2 rounds under your belt within the Boiler Room, a basement bar in the pocket dimension of Wiltbloom College of Magic. Silas has just had this realization that in rescuing Genevieve and Pippin, he may have saved his own soul from becoming corrupted, thwarting yet another of the Night Hag's plans. Cholula has borrowed the Mirror of Remembrance, and in a few hours, Valdwin's Circlet of Restoration will be recharged and ready to adorn Genevieve. In the meantime, you all find yourselves in the bar planning your next moves.
So, what if we pour the glue down her throat while she's restrained?
I don't
It would-
know, but it would be fun to find out.
It would make your organs stop working, wouldn't it?
Right, it's
In theory.
probably not good for you.
Can be.
How much of the glue is there? Is it enough? Oh,
1
pint?
bottle.
A couple ounces?
I have
Don't you have to roll for
I
it?
believe you have 3 ounces.
4.
4?
It's in my inventory. 4 uses, so 4 ounces, about 4 square feet worth.
That's
How-
a decent amount of
How
liquid.
much can the human body really be on the inside?
I've heard it was a quarter mile.
That's about as much liquid as we've consumed from shots individually this evening so far.
Yes. And if it only takes a minute for it to solidify.
She's not going to get it out.
Right?
in
That's
minutes.
not enough time to digest.
Does it have to sit still though? Because I imagine what goes into your body doesn't just kind of sit.
No, I mean,
It slides
but
around
It
for
doesn't.
it.
I don't believe it has to like sit still. If whatever organ it touches after that minute
Oh,
is up,
it's like
ruined.
a countdown at that point. So every cell is
Yeah,
touched.
as
on
long
the
as
way
she
in.
doesn't pass fluids in less than a minute,
And
we're
even-
good.
She'll be bound.
But how are we going to get her to drink it?
While she's restrained.
We could ask.
Right, from your band.
Oh, we could ask. We could just ask her. Do you want to?
That's
do you
right.
want to
Maybe we
come
can
in?"
ask her if she wants to make a deal, and also, if you drink this, we'll surrender.
Yeah.
No,
Hey guys, I don't sleep well because of this one. Yeah, anything goes, right?
I don't know if a deal would work, but
Can we
perhaps.
mix glass in?
Is there a point?
For the sharp.
Yeah, but glass would hurt your organs if it was moving around, but the idea is that we're gonna stop her organs
Well, but if
from
it gets
moving
stuck
around.
to the walls and she like swallows, then it's like every time she swallows, that would be rough stuff.
Well, if she moves,
The hope
right?
is that she'll never swallow again
Right,
because
right.
will have cemented her organs. I don't know if this works. We don't have to do a whole lot else. Is the golden ticket here?
Right, yes, I guess.
I think it was just for like flavor,
Oh, we could just
you know,
stab her
like-
for flavor.
like salt in the wound,
We can do that too. We can just bring
Just
some
big salt. But it's glass.
Does he not actually have to hold her down once the things do the thing?
Oh, no.
bands.
She'll have one chance to attempt to break out, but then she'll be in them for 24 hours.
What
Would
if she was surrounded by like swords? Or tiny swords? Technically daggers, like a Mr. Cloud of Daggers. It could be kind of hard to make a strength check.
Yes, I mean
outside.
if we succeed with the iron bands, then she'll be bound for 24 hours. We can just continually stab her until she dies, and I am okay with that.
I'm open to the proposition. That said, if your knife cloud is magical, we can't rely on it working.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Also worth noting, Cloud of Daggers doesn't impose any sort of disadvantage on strength checks. It just deals damage.
Hard to see in a cloud. No.
I don't know how strong I would be in a cloud of daggers.
I would go down.
I wouldn't be able.
Personally-
I think I could probably still bench 200. Like while being surrounded by a cloud of daggers.
Yeah, 200 daggers.
Yeah.
You know,
See?
I haven't maxed out in squat in a while, and just
So,
See? It's very, very difficult.
you get kicked out of gyms for having a cloud of daggers around you.
Honestly, I've been kicked out of
it's
gyms
because you're
for
grunting
less.
while they're surrounded.
Perhaps we can just hold on to the glue until opportunity arises.
Listen, I will hold on to the glue for the rest of my life if I am so allowed. But if we need it, it's available.
Yes, I don't. I feel like maybe we're just itching to use it and don't really have a great.
It is glue which lasts forever, and therefore, yes, I am itching to use it. That's true.
Right. So maybe, if the opportunity arises, she just happens to have her mouth open for
I will
an extended
pour the
period of
glue
time.
Within, yes.
If we can keep her mouth covered once we put the glue in there, even if she doesn't swallow, it could glue her mouth shut. So that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Okay, so quick follow-up. Let's say that the bands don't work.
Right.
We have to get the
Do we just do our best?
we have to get the tuning fork out of her hand. For sure.
All right.
So if whoever can get to her immediately after.
I think I could get to her pretty fast.
Okay. Someone is at the door.
The bar's open,
The
right?
tavern is closed.
That's what it was. Oh, it's just a shirtless person.
Cool. Love that.
Any shirtless?
Grand.
Oh,
That's why we need that on-air sign. You guys gave me shit about it.
the neighbor boy
I have
wants
to
to
go
play.
to the bathroom for fantasy reasons.
How
Silas,
much pay?
No,
as Silas gets up and makes his way to the boiler room bathroom, Genevieve kind of is looking across all of you. Still seems like kind of nervous and surrounded by a group of strangers that all that she knows is that she tried to kill the day before unwillingly. She seems uncomfortable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've all been there.
Well,
I-
Anyway, what I'm saying is-
I don't hate the idea of if we get her in the bands and she's stuck there for 24 hours, we could just pour the glue over top, both of them. It might ruin the bands, but it would permanently make them a part of her body so that then if you were to recall them, I imagine at least a good portion of her skin would come off.
yes, but I think that if they're broken, if she breaks out of them successfully, then I can no longer recall them.
Right,
It
I'm saying
becomes a pile of iron.
right. So I'm saying if we
If
get
we
past
succeed.
that point. Right.
Yes. But there will be a few seconds once they take hold before she has. If someone can get to her before she has a chance to break out.
I think I can get to her fairly quickly.
I could also get there pretty fast.
So the two of us will go after the tune and fork the moment we see her.
Yes, and it really just depends on, where we are. We still don't know what the battlefield looks like, so I don't know if someone will be able to get there in that amount of time. I don't know how close we'll all be to each other. I don't know if she
how
can
many
separate
people
us.
we're up against.
There are
Silas,
also a few other options.
Silas was also telling me that he was recounting about his studies. You're back. You can tell them. And Genevieve reminds you of what you were telling her about your research about the Night Hag when you were at the library.
What was it that we needed to know?
Specifically about the Heartstone, and that with a Heartstone in the Hag's possession is what gives them the ability to step into the ethereal plane,
Right,
to do their fucked up dreamy business, or potentially to escape from combat. So tuning fork is an issue for plane shifting. Heartstone is an issue for ethereal step.
We'll be looking for a black gem of sorts.
All right.
They covered this, if
We
I'm not
haven't-
mistaken.
Seen that with our eyes, correct? We don't know where she keeps it on her person.
I can't imagine she would let that information be known.
Alright. So, what if we break it down like this? Pippin and I, and Silas, you're pretty quick.
I can be.
The instant we get eyes on her, we're going after the tune and fork and the Heartstone.
Yes, I was telling them once I set the bands on her, even if she breaks out, there should be a few seconds before that happens if someone can get to her.
Really,
to
any
take things.
pouches or containers that she may have on her person, we can just tear them away.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we may have this caller individual. Who has the best chance of doing any real damage?
I think I'm pretty good now with my friend kind of coding me.
Do you guys remember much from your first fight with him? Or did anything seem to be particularly,
We didn't have anything that directly affected him. It was really the dragon that took care of him.
No, the dragon was hardly doing anything. That was
At
what
first.
was surprising.
Right. But then it changed its tactic. We didn't have anything that could affect it. I think we ended up banishing him, and that was the best thing we could do at the time. Or one of our party members at the time. But
Okay, so it has to be magic.
has it been tested? Yes, but yes.
okay, so that sounds like me.
Not fire, I think, and not lightning. I think both of those would try.
Poison and fire would not do anything. Do I remember if lightning did shit? Did we hit him with lightning?
I don't think
Nobody
so.
hit him with
I would-
lightning,
Right. So, yeah,
but
maybe
he
it
was
poison.
immune to fire and poison.
Yeah.
My hands are magical.
Mine can be as well.
Wonderful.
So I could punch him.
And we have
Yeah.
most of our things are silvered. Yes,
Yes.
My weapons are as well.
that's good.
So even if the poison doesn't do anything, you still got the stabbing.
Genevieve pulls out her dagger a little bit.
Yeah.
Mine appears to also be silvered. Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys get your weapons from the Night Hag?
I don't know. Pippin's like, no, I didn't actually. Mine was supplied by the overseer.
Have you checked your belongings? Is there anything that looks particularly, I don't know, trackable amongst your things?
I mean,
I think if we're not in a lead-lined area, all of us are pretty trackable.
Likely,
it's
yes.
true. By magical means, at least.
You know, I mean, we were given a coin that summons a powerful person to us. I can't imagine.
This overseer that you speak of, is that someone we should be worried about showing up, or did they not seem aware that you all were being taken from that
Oh, no.
place?
They were absolutely aware. They were the one. It seemed to be some
They
kind
just
of...
didn't know that the caller was telling you stories.
Right. The caller would visit me in private. But the overseer was well aware and seemed to have brokered the deal with this hag when she came to get me. So I would say his chances of being there are relatively high.
Okay.
I'd say
He's-
a lot of your other recruits as well, right?
Right, potentially all of them.
So we should find out if anyone could make a device that can aerate the potion of protection from good and evil. And if there's a way to sort of get that out into the masses, that would be grand. But if not, we need to have as many potions made as possible to be given all of those people who have been brainwashed or are under a spell of sorts, I guess.
Or to anybody who could be charmed.
Yes, because they can either turn and help us, or they can at least flee and be saved, possibly.
The thing that worries me is that there might be, I mean, based on what I've heard about the Silver Stake and what you've told me, there could be a number of people who are
Experimented on.
not brainwashed in the magical sense, so much as
Volunteer.
just following ideals.
Yes. I wonder what form the hag would take. If the followers of the Silver Stake realize who and what she is, do you think they would still follow her?
Oh, you're wondering if we can force her out of whatever form she's using.
Yes. The ugly one that you talked about in the memory.
If I know one thing about brainwashed and or followers of particular organizations, it's that they will concoct what they need to keep believing what they believe. So
Yes.
it could always happen that we put the ugly form on her and not that that's who she really is.
Well, yeah, we should just focus on getting rid of her and letting that fallout befall anyone who wants to continue believing.
I think anybody who we're not certain is a high-ranking individual,
Right.
we just maybe knock them out. If they look like they're just some guy, just put them on the ground and walk away.
Just a little guy.
We don't have to kill all of them. Just put them down for a moment.
I think this group in particular, if I can speak out of turn, is pretty good at not killing things. I mean, we've killed a lot, yes,
We've
but
killed-
we've done a fair amount of actually just apprehending people for some reason. Compared to other groups, I don't know, like orders of phoenixes.
You know a lot of people just walk around murdering willy-nilly.
So I've heard. I guess.
Do you have evil friends?
Dragon.
No,
I
I
have
just
anger issue.
Okay, quick show of hands.
I've got
If
two.
you can be charmed,
Oh.
raise your hands.
I don't remember.
Pippin raises his hand.
I mean, in a magical sense, against your will, not just if someone was very charming.
Genevieve
I think I can.
kind of raises her hand up. I'm kind of naturally resistant, but clearly
Right.
it doesn't really matter in some cases.
So we need at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Potion protect good and evils.
Are you somehow immune to these effects?
Yes.
You're fully immune?
I mean, anytime I get charmed, I can undo it.
Oh, right,
That's
because
it.
you're a monk, right? I was thinking because elves are resistant to
I think
stuff.
I have. I think.
You can do that too.
I've
I
figured
think
out how
I've
to.
spent enough time with her that I think I could just kind of wipe that away.
I've figured
That
out
seems
how to
very handy.
perform the spell, but I don't know how spells will work there, and if it could be something where it is expounded upon itself and gets everyone within a large area rather than just choosing one person, but it also could backfire.
So,
Don't go
ideally,
putting
we want
ideas in
this
my head.
Well, but when you think about it, I mean, she'll be on an even playing field in that matter.
Yes, but I, thanks to her, did not grow up here, and I feel like there's still a degree of getting used to the way that things act, even if they're strange. So I really just want to get there before she does so we can test some things. And even if it doesn't do the same thing twice, I guess it's...
Speaking of that, we have 9 days.
Soon to be 8 on the morrow when Genevieve uses the circlet.
8 days to get there. It's 6 days to Altanen. How many days from Altanen to Róvengúl?
It's a bit closer, but I'm honestly not sure. Looking at it on a map is a measurement, but who knows what kind of terrain it is.
Didn't that fancy college dean say something about a sea we gotta cross first?
Yes.
So effectively we have 5 days, right? If we want to get used to the magics over there, kind of get a lay of the land.
Y'all know how big this island is or where exactly it is we're headed?
No.
It has not been directly charted. I think it's mostly estimations at this point.
I'll sort of roll out the map that I've been working on. So these are my best guesses. I've got some sort of things marked, and I got some relative distances, but no.
Do you all
That's all I've got.
Do you all feel confident that we can find the location where this fight is to take place in a day or less?
What did she say when you...
I think she just said the island. She might have mentioned a landmark, but it's been...
Is
It feels
the
like it's been
lighthouse?
weeks.
It's been over a 10-day.
It's at the very least, yes.
So, Lam, would
I
you be
wonder...
specifically disappointed if we held off on finding your family until post-fight?
Oh, it wasn't really about finding my family. It was more just if we wanted backup and that was a way to disrupt the Silver Stake. If you guys think that toppling Night Hag would then, of course, bring down Silver Stake, there's no real reason to do one.
I think it would be a decent implosion in their infrastructure, for sure.
Yeah, it might be easier to bring down an organization once you've cut the figurehead off if they're no longer receiving messages in their dreams.
I wonder... Should we try to... I mean, he'd likely die, but we could try to send a message to... What the fuck was his name?
Can you give me a couple of clues?
I don't think you've met him.
Okay.
The dragon we rode in here on.
You rode in here on a dragon.
Sounds like a
Aranax. Yes.
sounds like a
Thank you,
platitude.
Pippin.
That would have been Genevieve if anything.
Okay.
Should we try to get a hold of Aranax and maybe tempt him with dragons or something? And
Now, it is worth pointing out that you said the last time you had a dragon on your side, he did absolutely nothing. You said that very
to the collar, but I'm not sure if the hag would have the same type of immunities.
Okay.
Did you also just suggest tempting the dragon with other dragons?
It's what they call the gold pieces in Waterdeep, where
Gotcha.
I grew
Gotcha.
up. I just was trying to think of a faster way to get from here to there.
How long would it take to deliver mail to Waterdeep?
I don't know if that's where he went. He was talking about traveling. He could be in, Grimdall for all we know. The fuck are you laughing about?
What happened?
The notes of that session, I was writing down this backstory stuff and I just wrote, Meeting 210-day Róvengúl Island tree.
There's a big tree on the island.
Yeah, I imagine there is, isn't there?
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
like-
That's a landmark.
Specifically, one large tree. One.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's
Oh,
probably the
good.
spot. Okay.
So
I
we'll
thought-
find the especially big tree.
Right. I was in kind of a tizzy, if you will.
Worth noting, I wrote this lore in this continent before Elden Ring was out.
Yep.
Prove it.
Go to YouTube. There's dates.
There's date created on Google Docs.
Oh, hello, baby cat. So,
Okay. So
other than
Perhaps.
trying to ride a dragon, is there a faster way besides just taking carts to get? I mean, I suppose we can,
I mean, what's his
Just
nuts says he can
ride-
get us to Altanen, but it just won't be very
but then we'd
safe.
be taking up even more of his time. And yes,
Right.
we could also sort of take shifts driving the cart rather than stopping to make camp. Just someone sleeps while another drives until we get there. That could shave off some time.
how much time?
That would also potentially risk exhaustion, because these carts aren't necessarily the smoothest ride because they have legs.
Oh.
So it wouldn't be as bad as
Not
like powering through the night and not sleeping at all, but there is a chance that much smaller chance that you might gain some points of exhaustion during travel if you don't stop.
But, I mean, that's an option, and we could always just do that until we get to Altanen, and then we sleep, and then find our way to the island.
Doesn't sound
But-
the worst.
But we don't know how much time we're cutting off. And we still have the trouble of potentially not having time to scope out the island.
Well,
I've got-
that's, what, 6 times 8 hours of sleep, plus the time it takes to
I've
make
got
the
written
camp.
here 2 hours from the coast to the island. By water.
Depending on
That's
what's
promising.
in the water.
Does it say from what side?
It is different.
I think when these calculations were being made, it was during our stay in the library. So
So we were
Probably from the
the
school.
Kalima side.
right.
This side on Altanen is smaller.
Oh.
But how far is it from Altanen to the coast?
I've got 15 miles of water from the Kalima side, so I'm not sure how accurate the map is, but we can make some estimates based on that.
It's relatively accurate.
But from Altanen to the coast, what is that travel time?
So worth noting, Altanen
As a
is
photographer.
on the
It's a-
Obsidian Coast, kind of leading into the
Okay.
Vigilant Sea. So getting to the edge of Róvengúl from there, or Lake Mendeleth, I should say, from there, is a little bit of a trek. Compared to Kalima, which is right near the shores of Lake Mendeleth.
From Kalima to
Also worth noting, you're already in Kalima, so going from Kalima, if you scrapped going to Altanen altogether and just went straight from Kalima to Róvengúl,
It's 3
you'd have potentially 8 days to explore and get your bearings on Róvengúl versus taking 6 days to go around Lake Mendeleth to Altanen. So
But if we don't sleep, if we pursue that plan, in which the cart is always moving,
you can travel roughly 45 miles a day if you're moving quickly in the cart, risking exhaustion. That would get you... Essentially, it would cut your time by third. So if it's 6 days,
It's 4 days.
then it would take you 4 days.
and then we still don't know, once we get to Altanen, exactly what we're going to find there
right.
or what's going to happen. It could throw a wrench
Or
in
what's
us.
going to happen on the road along the way.
Exactly.
Yes. Perhaps we can find a way through the school to procure the potions that we need. we can ask Baldwin if maybe there are some. He mentioned them having the best tinkerers doing surgery and whatnot. So
So we could just borrow some of those for our purposes.
we could ask someone if they something that they might be interested in trying to make.
We could hire them. We still have hordes of cash that we could.
Yes.
Cash? Why did I say that?
It's a pencil. I could not figure out what was happening to you.
It's a camera.
And then we could just go straight from here to the island, get our bearings, and then hopefully we all survive and can go to Altanin afterwards.
It is worth mentioning, isn't Róvengúl kind of the headquarters of the Silver Stake?
Yes.
Could be worth going early just to try and cut down some of our potential
Right.
later on.
So,
Yes, if that's where the lighthouse is located.
What I'm suggesting is we already know of potentially about a dozen people we might be up against, and we haven't even accounted for any Silver Stake who are currently on the island.
Yes, and if that's where the higher ups sort of gather, we can also.
So the earlier we get there, the earlier we can find that out and potentially take care of that before it's a problem.
And we can try to explain to them before murdering their asses if they know who they're talking to and who they're following, and if they decide to go, oh shit, you're right, then we let them live. Simple as that.
So I have.
But they could go, oh shit, you're right, and then be like, actually though, everybody, right, we're on the same page. We love
Yep.
the hag.
Right about at what point in a plan following someone, if it's 90% done, you go, on second thought, this is nice. I'm going to leave. I know I've been following you for years now, but I think I'm about tired of it.
So I have.
I'm just saying it feels right that we should say something before
We should,
just
right. No, I mean,
murder.
I would
as
feel
much
horrible.
As I love it.
Morally for turning down your plan, but I'm just saying the likelihood of them just turning tail is.
Let me have something.
So it's a little stupid. We go to the island first. We see how many Silver Stake are there. If we get there early enough, we have that time to practice. Yes. If we're feeling strong about it, we have practice for a few days. We then cut across the river. If it's 6 days to go around, straight through is a little bit shorter.
Oh, just going across the waters to Altanin and then back?
That depends
Not
on-
necessarily to Altanin first. We go to Róvengúl first. We
Right.
practice.
But we can use that as a shortcut.
If there are too many Silver Stake there, we could maybe pop over to Altanin, create a distraction. It draws them over to Altanin.
Mm-hmm.
We take a lead back to the Night Hag. But
That's good and all, depending on how the water is. There's a reason why it's not charted.
We keep hearing about things on the
we
That's
don't
why I
know
would
what
just
it is.
love if Arvanax could
That's-
just give us a ride.
Right.
that's
and
why I
then
think
get
that
out
we
of
should
there.
How
just
long
go
it's going
to
to
the
take.
island.
Something
If-
to get to him.
If we're just going to the island first, we're there. If getting across was too hard, we don't go to Altanin. It's simply
But at least we'll already be there.
we're already there.
Right.
Now,
We have the days to practice.
with that said, the four of us could go ahead. We could send our orders of required items still, along with Genevieve and Pippin. And they can meet us as soon as they have them, with some reinforcements. Especially, the more people we try to move right now to the island, the more chance we risk of being noticed.
We
Right.
just cut it down to the gang.
I just
Also,
don't
we need a ship.
like the idea of being separated, but that is likely just because we just found them and family, and it's hard to say, okay, now you go do this and be careful.
Understood, but they'd be separated here at the college, which, as far as we know right now, is the safest place that any of us could be.
Unless.
Wait, so you're
I guess I
suggesting
can-
that we stay behind?
Just for a bit.
So for what for?
So that any supplies that we need that won't be done yet, you could come with.
Right, and then the two of us make the trek to the island. Just the two of us.
Or the
That seems
sneakiest.
safer to you? I mean, it's hard to hide yourself in the middle of open waters.
I think if we're going straight to the island now and not taking up all those days traveling other places, we might as well just get what we need here and take that time to get, potions made and whatever else we can, and then go all together. I feel that we're stronger in numbers, and then we won't be worrying about them.
We need to expedite all of these processes, right? Like,
Every single thing that we need, we're gonna need overnight.
practically. And
So what's the top priority?
a ship. And the,
Potions of protection against.
I
good-
believe, didn't Valdwin say that there's just ships around?
Yes, he said there's a shipwright
in another city.
in Altanan, but
What? How do people cross the island from here? Didn't we just talk about this is the fastest way?
It's the shortest route, but it's not
There's no ship.
heavily traveled.
There's
no.
not a single ship.
I don't know. You're not sure. Nobody in this room is aware.
It's something we can spend the morrow researching, what is a best way of conveyance across the waters.
Also, worth noting, Wilt Bloom itself is not on, the edge of the lake. It is nearby.
I feel like we've said 4 coast names and I haven't understood a single one.
Lake
actually.
Mendeleth
Okay, good.
is the sea surrounding the Isle of Róvengúl.
okay.
All there.
What are the coasts? Obsidian coast?
The Obsidian Coast is
Those
the dark
are-
side, and the Scarlet Coast is the red side.
Those are not the coasts of the lake.
No, those are the coasts of Mistinor. Altanan is on the Obsidian Coast.
I, as Rabbit, want to talk to the people who named things, and I want to talk to them about why it's called Lake Mendeleth and not Sea Mendeleth or Mendeleth Sea. I'm gonna find someone.
Who measures the lakes? Who's like, this isn't quite a sea. It's a lake. Right?
Could also be considered a loch because it is landlocked. but
Right, yes.
I don't know much about cartography.
Okay, so tomorrow we need to get a ship.
And start on the potions, because the amount we're going to be needing, it took us, 2 days in Lugrieve to make those potions?
Yeah.
So, and I imagine we'll need a lot.
What time is
we
it
plan
now?
on putting it to the air.
It's getting pretty late into the evening.
I wonder if we can find someone else that. I guess we can speak with Valdwin before he goes off to work.
Right.
We're supposed to see him in the morning for the circlet anyway. It'll be
But we're sleeping
technically
in
when
his...
he's getting back from work.
Yeah, but we're sleeping in his office, so if we catch him before he goes to work, unless he's already gone.
Yeah, I think he actually left before you guys did.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should just get all that sorted and started in the morning. Get sleep for now.
If it's too much trouble, we can get started tonight. We can go ahead and investigate. The circlet. I don't know how pressing that is really.
I mean, is anything... Oh, but we don't know who we're going to get any of these things. Is really the reason that we have to wait until tomorrow.
Yes, we'd still like
I
to
see.
speak with Valdwin and say, these tinkerers you mentioned, can we
Right.
meet one? Who can we buy potions from? Because I think if we venture outside the college, it could be much further to the next place to find a place with a good supply of stock.
We could just wander the city.
That's true. We could
Yes.
just investigate ourselves, ask around.
Yeah.
We could head to this coast along Lake Mendeleth, and maybe we come across a village or a dock or something.
I mean, personally,
But we
just
could,
in my opinion, knowing that potions and or devices to spread those potions into the air so that they affect multiple people could likely take longer than finding a ship on the coast.
Right.
So we should handle that first.
yes, we could, get all of those things rolling starting in the morning, and while whoever needs to work on things is working on things, we can take a trip down and check out the coast, come back.
Can I have you guys
grab
make
what we need.
some just intelligence checks?
Are you telling us that we're stupid?
Here
We're
it
not
is.
No,
understanding.
I'm not telling you that you're stupid. I'm seeing how good of an understanding your characters have of the world that they live in.
22.
22.
18.
18. Bad.
17.
17. You guys are very smart.
Here comes the wizard.
23.
Here comes the wizard.
I will resign.
There he is.
No, wonderful rolls all around. You are all aware that this device that you're discussing is something that none of you have ever seen before. It is a theory that you all postulated at this table in this bar.
But
Yeah.
you're not. You are ignoring most of the plan, though. Is that like either way we need the potions?
Yeah.
So we
Sure.
need to find somebody to make the potions, no matter
Absolutely.
what.
I'm not ignoring that. I'm saying on those intelligence checks, getting those potions, absolutely doable. You've gotten potions like that before. Getting potions like that are aerosol sprays, essentially gas grenades, that technology doesn't exist in the world
Yes.
yet. So you're talking about hiring an artificer to create
No.
grenades
Yes.
Asking
overnight,
if
literally in
No,
one
I
day.
think in
They
like 2 or
could.
3 days.
and with those,
Yeah.
if those world-class tinkerers, somebody's bound to be like,
Yeah.
oh, hell
Also-
yeah, and then
A
maybe
world
they do
class.
Yeah,
Wait,
hey, anything's possible. I'm just telling you guys right now, currently, as you sit at this table forming this plan, those don't exist.
But it doesn't matter if those exist or not because we still need to go hire somebody and be like, make this many of this kind of potion
Absolutely.
ASAP.
And then we'll talk to someone else.
And then we're gonna go talk to somebody else and be
About-
like, can you make it explode?
Yeah, you guys do whatever you're gonna do, and I will keep marking down the days.
Yeah.
I understand.
It would be pretty wild if you're like, this can't happen, because that's not even
Yeah,
your
no.
position.
Why would I have all these dice in front of me?
But more importantly, the order of things remains the same because there will still be a wait time for the potions, which we definitely know
Yeah.
that we need. But the ship is, if there's a ship that exists, it's just sitting there. Less relevant.
It doesn't even have to be a gas. It could be powder.
We
We
could,
could dehydrate it and make it a powder.
Silas and I could just throw people across the coast
Easy.
if we really need to.
Science is easy.
I could breathe it like a bunch.
To be fair,
I'm just letting you
I've
guys
gotten
know
lots
where
of
we
photos.
stand in terms of things existing
We
and
all
not existing.
understand that it doesn't exist already. We knew that. We knew it was going to be a challenge. That's
Okay.
why
Cool.
we need to start with that
Okay.
so that
I just feel like down the line, when you're yelling at an artificer,
Oh yeah, we're gonna be yelling at an artificer.
Jobs.
What is your world class?
that intelligence check was my future I told you so.
But I got a
Oh.
23.
Petty.
Yeah, you know this better than anyone, Aurora, that doesn't exist yet.
I would like to multi-class now.
Cool, go do something and level up.
I take the spell manipulate. I take the spell. What is it?
It exists.
Manipulate water or something, and I can just, like, just throw it out of the bottle and boosh it out. I don't know.
Boosh.
I boosh it.
Emotion.
I boosh the potion.
We can make it a lotion.
That's still.
And run
it's
around
still-
and-
No, but listen, you see, here's where the problem is. It's still like one bottle to one person, then, though. You understand?
It's
We
probably a
think
lot
potions
easier
exist.
to just let it reduce and thicken than it is to make it an aerosol.
We can find.
Yes, if you concentrate it. And
Right, like a
You
a
know,
potion.
we could
syrup.
also just get enough potions that everybody can have one.
What if we just put it in like a spritzer?
Why does it
Yeah,
have to be
so-
aerosol?
if we can
That way you
concentrate
just, like,
it
run-
and then have sort of like a
Like a reduction.
cylinder with like a trigger,
Right,
maybe
it's
you
like
like
a-
pump it
It's like
and
You
then you
have-
can shoot it into the mouths.
I knew you were gonna say shoot it into their mouth.
I was thinking. I thought the idea was to make it like a potion that is an area of effect,
Right.
Yeah.
which it would need to be more potent anyway, because most potions, from what I know, are specifically tailored so that you drink
You
the
need a
full
drink.
you drink the full potion as a singular person, and then the effect takes place. If you only take half of it, you may not get the
Right.
effect.
Why does it need to be an aerosol?
For the area of effect.
To get
Why?
more than one person at once.
If we're in a battlefield
So that if
and we
there's a
can't
crowd,
control
you
who's
can
drinking
throw it
what.
and it can, and then all of them
No, I
inhale
understand, but we all know when the fight is happening.
Yes.
So we could all take a potion before that.
But not. We were
Yes, but we
talking
need
about.
to administer them to the
other-
people
The 8
under
others
Yeah,
that
just-
are captured.
Punch them until they're asleep.
See, that takes time. When you can throw something on the ground and it goes psst for a while, then they can just
Okay, but
breathe it in. That's different.
Let's imagine we're not gonna get that.
I think
Punch them until they're asleep and then put it in their head.
That's
I think
always been
the
plan
idea
B.
was to minimize the amount of people that we had to fight. If we got them off the board and made them, I don't know, not Night Haggy, we don't have to fight them. We save our punches for big or bad. Because I only have so many punches that will do 1 point of damage
But
in
do,
me.
I could do this all day.
but do we know for
I
certain
can punch forever.
that, I mean, clearly, myself and Pippin might be outliers. Obviously, if I was told, hey, go, your husband is with some friends in the woods, go kill him, I would say no. So I had to be brainwashed in order to carry out the task. Pippin probably felt the same way about if he had recognized his sister. We may be the outliers. We may be the only ones who were brainwashed. Unless for some reason you're all connected to these associates of Pippin's that he's been trained with. If you know them all personally, then maybe they're all brainwashed, but otherwise this could just be a big waste of time.
Well, now you
I'm
say
sorry,
it.
I didn't mean to yell.
No, it's,
Were you?
I don't know.
she's just. You can drink. It's
Um,
just, you're
We
fine.
were talking
You're good, right?
about a very tall tree, and if I'm hidden, I can do more damage. How would you feel about trading those gloves for this medallion?
Gloves.
Didn't you get the gloves of climbing and swimming or
I
something?
think Aurora.
I think that went to her because
Oh,
I
You guys
climbed.
gave it to me.
Would you be interested in trading for this medallion of thought, reading thoughts or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, D&D is fun, guys.
You know, it's
Medallion of reading thoughts or whatever.
the medallion of, brain stuff.
That's what it looks like.
It's the gloves of swimming and climbing.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take it out my...
Who needs it?
Oh yeah,
So
if you want the
this-
card.
This is bullshit, is what this is.
What is
The
it?
card that's. Look how much room is on it left. I'm sure you can see that at any resolution. It says, you gain the effect of the clairvoyance spell. You couldn't put that right there. Come on.
Nope.
Please buy our other products to find out what the clairvoyance spell is.
Spell cards.
Yeah.
We are the wizards.
So what is the plan moving forward? Can you hand me a tissue as well? I keep getting coffee in my mustache and it's driving me nuts.
Uh-oh.
You got a bit on your front Baleen there, yeah.
That's what this is for.
I'm just casually Bailey.
You saw him eat. He just pushed it through his mustache. It was wild.
I hate when you eat krill.
just lays in a bathtub on his stomach. Pour the krill in. Pour in the krill. I am ready for food.
So what's the plan moving forward?
So, okay, after this dog is done, but
Well,
I
let
think
the
that
dog
Kanan
in
has
there.
had quite enough.
I didn't see it come in with anyone.
The Basset Hound guy. Swinging his sword out the door.
Created a whole continent to justify Pepper's barking. That's wild.
so the plan
can hear them from Bluegrieve.
is we'll go sleep in Baldwin's office. When we awaken, we'll use the circlet for Genevieve, and then we'll ask him which tinkerers and alchemists to speak with. And then we'll go do that, find out if it's possible to make this contraption we've thought of, or if we're just getting a bunch of potions. And then while they're being made, we'll go down to the beach and see if there's a dock, if we can buy a ship from someone, or if there's someone who will take us across. I doubt that. We'll see.
Wait, there's a possibility we might have to steer the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Any of y'all have any proficiency in water vehicles?
Yes.
I've been on
You
a
do?
boat.
That's good to know.
Just
There's one sailor among us.
Just land vehicles myself, but how about you? Didn't you get here by sea to Waterdeep?
Can I make a roll, Cameron?
Yeah, you can make an insight check. Pippin fully trusts you.
Oh boy.
Did you get
You might have got out. You might have got
memory
on
back
this
from
one.
how you ended up on the beach?
This is deception.
What'd you get? Oh, good, because I rolled an 11 on my insight.
Yeah, Rabbit is fully bullshitting. I don't know why she would lie in this specific scenario about being able to be the one who can pilot a
Rabbit
ship
is
that you all
fully
need.
bullshitting, by the way. I don't know why she would lie in this specific scenario.
Did it seem like I wasn't?
How could you?
For a bit.
I trusted you. I thought you were gonna get us there.
There was no chance.
If
We
we
can-
can just get, something we can row.
It
Don't
sounds
look at
like
me.
this is a very big lake to be rowing across.
I mean,
Did
based
you
on
get
the
a
weird
memory?
carts that I saw on my way down here, there could be boats that swim.
That's true. Did you get your memory back about how you ended up on the beach in Waterdeep? Did you have a ship, maybe, that you were good at steering
I was.
until you weren't, and then
No,
you ended up
I don't
on
think
a
we
beach?
actually covered that transitionary period.
Yeah.
Um,
There was all flashes. It was. You always described it as the Dumbledore bobbing for apples or whatever.
yeah. So,
Bobbing for
in
memories.
his tear bowl.
so
His
yeah.
cry bowl.
When you met up with a group of Shadowkai in the Shadowfell eventually, these shadow elves, because you just can't escape elves wherever you go.
Yep.
But they told you that they knew of a way into the material plane that their ancestors had used for generations.
It was a
And
boat that I piloted very well.
it was, they pitched it to you as a ship, but it was more of a raft. And they set you out on this dark twilight sea, and then a raging storm came, and it fully fell apart, and you thought that you drowned, and then you woke up on the beach.
I think I could be good at boats had it not been for storms.
Well, as
We'll
long
take that
as
as like
the
a dream
weather's
sequence
good.
where I tell the story and we
Yeah.
see it.
As long as the weather's good, then we should be able to make it across.
Can we make the weather be good?
I don't know how to do
I
that.
can make it be worse.
Don't. Okay, you don't do that
God.
as a request.
Unless.
Because we're so close to Róvengúl,
It would make the
it
weather
would make
be
it better instead. So if it's opposite day,
I don't know if that's necessarily how the wild magic surges work, though.
Misdemeanor. Opposite day.
See, it could
Going
be,
to the Grand Line, everybody.
it could be like, oh, I'm going to do a spell to make the weather worse, and you would think that the result is like something having to do with that spell, but instead it could be like, I'm going to make the weather worse.
and then there's
My
a
ass is
whale.
on fire. How could these
The
two
weather is
things
worse
have
now.
happened?
If it's opposite day, then that means the tree is very small, and that makes it very hard to find.
No. The tree is not a magical spell. So
Oh, right.
it would be fine.
So that's the plan.
Can I get it one more time from the top? I'm
tree
sorry, I
isn't
spaced
small.
out. So so first we're gonna meet up with the dean, and Lady Genevieve is going to put on the circlet, get her memories back. We'll see if that gives us any helpful information. Then from there, we're gonna ask the dean if he knows any talented artificers who could create aerosols for us.
Yes, we'll also find out who to speak to get the potions.
And
Then we go
once
to
we
the
get
beach.
those things, we go to the beach of Lake Mendeleth and
I think we're
Is that
gonna
safe?
go travel to the beach and see if there's a dock or anything like that there while the potions are
Could
being
we-
made, because that usually takes a couple of days.
Could we run these errands separately? I don't think we have to be kind of mystery teaming it around here.
Depending on how far the beach is
How
from
far is the-
here.
It's 3 hours to the beach.
I still
is
don't
how I
like
have
the
it written.
idea of being too separated from everyone
Okay, but
at this
three-
point in time.
3 hours.
yeah,
is not
three
bad.
3 hours by cart.
Okay, that's fine.
We'd be in a car. So
And if it's just on the beach and so whoever went was in trouble, we could have.
We could
someone-
we could be there within 3 hours.
Well, Valdwin might be able to transport us there.
okay, so why don't Lamb and I
He could transport us to
Go
the
to the
beach
dock,
in
get
the
your
morning.
shit, and you all go get potions and whatnot.
Can I add a potion to the request list if that's cool? If,
Do you want to try one of those speed potions? That's pretty fun.
oh no, I can't do those. That probably wouldn't help for me. Like even like a little bit. I can't go that fast. I can't even think that fast. I had a.
If you do get an extra.
That's very.
What?
Oh, if you do happen to get one, rapid wants it though. I used one of my supreme healings on Silas in the last one, and I just think it might be a good idea to keep 2 on me. I can obviously give you the money now.
Oh,
so-
I think I should be able to get those. I might see if I can get some for myself as well.
I just think with the number of people we have with us, and also our non-willingness to lose them, we should all maybe have at least something on us.
I wonder if there's a way to get some sending stones here so that if you do get into trouble on the beach, you can tell us and we can.
We divide and conquer these errands we have to run. I think we could get to the island earlier and go about everything we had talked about. And, maybe scout out the battlefield a bit, because... At least the meeting place could be scouted.
So how dangerous is it to be transported somewhere by Valdwin if he hasn't been there? Is that you could be inside of the tree, or you could be split in two, or you...
His apprehension scared me more than my own apprehension.
Right, okay. Maybe if he could just teach me how to do that.
Have you been to Altanen?
No.
I think it takes a bit of familiarity. I think it takes
Oh, I
a
was
circle
talking
or
about
something on the
to-
ground or something elven.
It would be a helpful type of thing to be able to do. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But we should try to find some sort of sending stones
I
so
would
that we
like-
can communicate with each other while we're not together.
That could be another errand we can run. I mean, potions, I feel like, are in that same kind of ilk. We can... We'll be in the same neighborhood, at least.
We could also, get the potions and things like that going, and then if we reach a point where there's nothing we can do but wait, we can be right behind you and meet you there.
Well, essentially, we don't need to be there for Genevieve to use the circlet, so we could go first thing in the morning to the beach. While that's happening, and you're working everything out with Valdwin about what all we need, we could already be at the beach by the time you've started asking about what we're looking for. And on our way back, potentially.
Right.
You
It's
do
only
have,
3 hours.
You do have enough.
I'm gonna motion
coin,
to the
right?
bartender.
Yeah, a different bartender than you're
Thank God.
accustomed to usually being here.
I will put my pouch of platinum down.
That's
I
not-
have this many.
It's a human man with black hair pulled up into a bun, kind of on the top. Sideburns, kind of a little bit like down right to the kind of curve of the jawline. Steps over. Can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering, do you know somewhere we could find sending stones for purchase around here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of students that have, enchanting finals and things like that. Best probably talk to the teachers. They can point you in the right direction.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Can I get a scotch, please?
Absolutely. Anyone else? Everybody good? Right.
I'm
scotch.
okay.
Coming up. Just want to mark off like a silver piece.
Damn. It's specials, dude. You call it's 1 silver. Ladies' night.
Crowding down.
Shifter's night.
Weird.
Oh, Pippin, you should get one to its shifters night.
I have an angry Yggdrasil.
Okay.
Trying to think of a gambling town in the D&D world.
We could see if any of the night professors happen to have some sending stones on them.
Great
Or
time.
make some
Great time.
quickly.
Yes.
Bomb.
Perhaps we could find. I don't remember anyone's name. What's our little friend's name? Our little guy.
Are you still trying to remember Arnox?
Wilby.
Durgington?
Durgington.
I had it right.
Yeah.
In my brain.
Hello, Ray.
Maybe we could find Wilby and have him tell us which teacher to talk to, so we don't have.
He
to.
usually happens to be right where
Roll
we need him.
a D100 real
Okay.
quick.
He's a
I'm gonna say-
font of
I'm
information.
gonna say there's a 25% chance that Welby is walking into the boiler room as we speak.
That's a hilariously high.
It's a college town. What'd you get?
What's a 9 and 2 zeros?
9.
That's a 9.
I wish we could roll over 25%. I think is the new issue.
Walking in past the grated door as you're having this conversation,
Silas just points.
you see the large, wide frame, although slender for a Goliath, of Welby Durgington. As he steps into the bar, approaches, kind of leans over the bar, doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, is talking to the bartender, gets an order. Very, very hefty pint is placed in front of him.
Wilby.
What is up, my dudes?
Hello.
I haven't seen you guys in a hot minute.
Yeah, we
How's
were
it going?
just talking about you.
Really? What's up?
Oh, we were hoping to find a teacher or a student or someone that we could get sending stones from, and thought, who might know that information? Welby Durgington.
This dude.
You guys have the best luck.
You are telling me.
I actually, I shit you not, moments ago,
No.
just finished my enchanting final.
Yikes.
Really?
And I don't really have anything to do with these. He kind of reaches into a pocket and
No.
pulls out this handful of about 8 rings that are all various. They're like silver on the inside, with these kind of like emerald and jade and sapphire inlays of these arcane runes around them, and lays them out on the table. This is my answer to sending stones. These rings are all linked to one another, so a number of creatures can place the ring upon whatever finger you see fit, and you can then, once per day, use them to cast the sending spell to all of the other bearers of the rings,
Holy shit.
right?
Well, I mean, what are the odds?
I got a fucking A+, dude.
I bet you did.
You should have.
How much money do you want?
What's your tuition?
30,000.
Yikes.
This is a fantasy game.
Like,
So we could pay that right now. No interest of any sort.
Are you fucking serious, Mighty?
Well, we would probably have to do it in installments, wouldn't we? That's not a conversation for here.
I mean, we can have the
how
conversation
do you feel
right now.
about, I don't know, 10? What is... I'm still not 100% clear on money.
A lot of it is good for some people.
The going rate currently is about 100 gold per, if you were to take spells as we do here at the college and kind of classify them into different varying levels of complexity. I'd put these at about 300 gold pieces a ring.
Oh, that sounds good. I was
We
going
can
to
do
give you.
that,
I was
yes.
going to give you $5,000.
Oh my god.
For your time and.
That's sounds like a hell of a deal.
Yeah, I mean,
You've been very helpful.
You've been
Right.
helpful
to
ever
us.
since we've met you. You've
6,
introduced me to words,
9, 12,
dude.
15, 18. Yeah, that's a really good deal.
We didn't mean to come out on top on someone who just walked in with the exact thing we needed.
No, that's great. I'm graduating next semester, and that could really set me up to start paying back my loans.
I'm just reaching a hand over and sliding one of the rings towards me.
Yes. Do you have a bag with you? I don't. I
Yeah.
really
So
just-
did you just want
Swap.
for the 6 of you, or did you want all 8 rings?
Well, 8 for sure.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. He just kind of slides them over to you. You get a pouch together of platinum,
Yeah.
500 platinum, which is a hefty pouch.
Yeah.
But he actually does have his own bag of holding that he transfers into.
Very
There's
good.
500 more rings in there.
These are all just from a fucking gotcha bun.
This is
These are all just.
quite an advantageous turn of events. Please allow me to buy you all around.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm just gonna write down.
Doesn't he sound a bit like the stage actor Nicolas Cage?
It doesn't have to be
God,
a
more.
shirt, but I'm writing down a hefty
You did
pouch.
it for a while. You're breathing it. Hefty,
Look.
hefty.
I like shortbread.
Upon seeing ring, does this ring look like it maybe needs attunement?
It does not, no.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Is this something that exists that we can put into our inventory?
No.
Okay.
Just make a note that
I'm calling
Once-
them rings of Welby.
yeah, once per day, you can cast a message through your ring to the wearers of all of the other rings that are connected. Which is to say that once per day, each of you can give a call and receive a response. And the cool thing about it is that each of you can respond. So it kind of splits the spell.
Yeah,
Nice.
we essentially have 8 uses if we're together.
Yeah, and also worth noting the way that sending works in our homebrew world.
There's rollover words.
Right, it's not 25. It's not you get 25 words and then the response gets 25 words. It is essentially a 50-word pool that each of you are borrowing from. So you can have a conversation back and forth if you have some short questions that get or short answers. So it makes the spell a little bit more effective.
Nice.
Nice.
Ed,
Nice.
so tomorrow morning,
That's something.
first thing,
Right.
we'll head off on the cart to get a ship.
Is there a third task that just Genevieve and I could take care of? I could stay with her while she's using the circlet. You two can go off, Pippin and Cholula.
Right. Where are we going again?
We're going to speak with tinkerers and potion makers.
Right. Well, we won't. Are we just gonna ask around?
I think we're going to ask Valdwin who specifically we can procure items from, and
Well,
then
I
we
mean,
will
at
find-
that point, the circlet was pretty instantaneous. So
That's
I'd
true.
imagine the 4 of us could
Oh,
stick
okay.
together for that task.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. If there's anybody in town who's willing to go fight off the Silver Stake, they don't have to be students. Just anybody who's tired of being chased down.
I'll look for the type that we've seen.
We could put up something on a bulletin board.
I did see a sort of I was going to call it a bounty board for some reason. There was a message board in the kind of courtyard square that we first gathered in here.
I mean, at the mention of the lake, I don't think anyone's going to go, but we
Well-
can give it a shot.
Aurora, you do some drawing, don't you?
Yeah.
If you could make some sort of eye-catching image to attract people's attention to a,
Some kind of 11-inch by 17-inch.
yes, we're taking
Poster.
down the silver stake sort of, something that really grabs the eye.
You could even depict the fawn if you feel confident in doing that.
Yes.
People seem to see that in their dreams. If they see that on the poster, that could be paramount. That would be.
Maybe play it up, make it look like more twisted.
I can
Like
do my
propaganda.
best.
Then we could put that on this bulletin board or the message board, and maybe someone or multiple someones will see it and think, yes, I want to fight that.
And by that point, we could find out about whereabouts the ship would be and how ready it could be, and we can, put on this poster, like when and where to meet us, to journey with us.
So one of us can hold on to our ring of sending for whether or not there's an emergency while we're getting a ship, and the other one can tell you the ship details
Right. Oh,
as soon as we have them.
Right.
something that I should inform you guys about. Sorry, I've been eavesdropping. So because the spell is split so many different ways, there are a few limitations on the spell. Normally, if you were to just cast the spell sending, it could even potentially, traverse planes of existence. This one has about a 10-mile radius that it works within, and you've got to be on the same plane of existence
How far away are we going tomorrow?
to get to the shore.
That's
Less than 10 miles.
3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like probably right around 10 miles, actually.
Gord.
Worth testing it out. See if
Ooh,
the A
actually-
is worth it.
Okay.
I have 15 written, but I don't.
Yeah, so
I don't have it tied to any particular place.
Yes, 15 what?
It says 2 hours from the coast to the island, 15 miles to land, or 15 miles land, 15 miles water. Is what it says.
Okay, yeah. So, 15 miles of land. If you're moving at a fast pace, you can travel 4 miles in an hour. So if it takes you 3 hours to get to the coast, then that would be 12 miles away. So you'll be just out of range.
We'll just trust that the ship goes well, and we'll meet up with you.
If an emergency occurs, all we need to do is
Run.
sprint 2 miles inland. If I have to, I'll take you on my back.
That's it.
All right.
Are we sure that splitting up is the best idea?
No, but
I mean, if we're cutting out Altanan, we've still got 8 days that we're working with here. We could all just be patient and travel together.
But we don't know how long it's going to take for some of these things to come to fruition.
Right, but
that's
as
what I
you
was
said,
saying.
as you said before, if there's a ship, there's a ship. The potions are really the most pressing matter, so we should handle that first, maybe as a group, and then we all find a ship together. That way, we don't risk anybody,
That's true.
getting taken out
It
when
could be
they're
that we have to go
apocalypse.
to multiple potion shops and just buy out the town.
Just a suggestion.
I suppose if it's going to take, a day or two for the potions to get made, that's plenty of time for us to go check out the beach all together. If that works for you.
Sure.
So, do we have a set date that we want to depart?
I mean, as soon as
As
the
soon as our potions
done.
are done.
Right. I just mean, for the sake of this poster, we could have a meeting place where we all go.
The beach.
Right. Well, where?
I don't
We
know.
haven't been.
The dock.
We could meet in the town and then all go to the beach, learn a bit about our new companions, if there are any. Just saying, just being together and being in town
Yes.
could
I'm wary of having lots of people traveling all over creation together all the time. Feels like a bad idea.
I don't want to go in there not expecting a war.
I mean, I have to agree with Rabbit on this one. What if some Silver Stake members see this flyer and come in posing as college students or what have you, and slit our throats in the night?
So maybe we don't mention the silver stake on the flyer. We just mention.
There's a chance that if we mention the fawn, the silver stake will know.
I mean, I think the underlings wouldn't.
We're gonna show up there with 8 people. 9 if we count the coin.
Plus the mercenaries.
If there are any of those, because we've already... this flag you're talking about not flying, we've already flown it in another part of this continent.
I'm just suggesting that every move that we make that's very public comes with a risk. The more covert we can be in some of it,
Well, we know this deal isn't going to be clean. She might not even show up for more than 5 seconds. So, but...
So maybe we just get the potions, find a way across, and we just go. Will whatever mercenaries show up know to show up on the island?
that's the other thing. The more people that we gather up, the more that we need to protect against Charmin. Otherwise, we're handing her more people to fight us with.
we should talk to the potions and see how many they can make. How many we can gather. And upon buying some boats, if anyone shows up after we've left, we can kind of buy a dock. I'm sure we have the coin. And anyone who shows up for this particular mission can take one of these boats, depending on how many there are available.
Right.
That's if anyone shows up at all. It could just be that our friend started a very nice shop on the other side of this continent.
I
I
say,
don't think so.
for now,
I mean, I'm sure a shop is nice, but I'm saying I don't think that he just took the money and
Well, I mean,
kept it for himself.
no, I'm not saying he did it maliciously, but if he put out, a bit of a, oh, you should go die in another part of the world, and no one takes it, he has a lot of money.
it's a good thing you didn't go into advertising.
Yeah,
I say for now, we go back to Valdwin's office, we get some sleep. Tomorrow morning, we go shopping.
And then we'll go to the beach once that's all set in motion.
All right.
sounds good.
You finish your drinks, say your farewells to Welby Durgington, and make your way back to Dean Valdwin's office. His assistant lets you in, having been informed that you are to stay the night there. And cots and basically cots have been set up for you. They're a little fancier than just like a cloth on some springs, but not full beds by any means. However, you do find a comfortable night's rest in the lead-lined walls of the Dean of the Vein at Wiltloom's College of Magic. Awakening in the morning, you're all actually awoken as the door opens and Valdwin enters, looking not super tired, but more tired than when you met him. Good morning, everyone.
Hello, Val.
I believe we have an appointment.
Yes.
He goes over to his desk and unlocks one of the drawers, pulls it out, and removes the circlet yet again. All right. He looks at Genevieve. Whenever you're ready. She kind of swallows, takes a deep breath, little squeeze to Silas's hand, and she takes a seat, a chair in the center of the room. Is there anything else that anybody wanted to do?
Yeah, while
Because she's about to blow this room.
While she's doing this, I was going to pull out that mirror.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to do this, like, by yourself, or are you just like...
Can someone else see what's happening in the mirror?
Hmm?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'll grab Pippin
Okay.
if he wants.
All right. So, as the circlet of restoration is placed upon Genevieve's head, Cholula, we'll start here.
Okay.
As you hold the Mirror of Remembrance, what is it that, or rather, who is it that you wish to learn the history of?
I would like to learn the history of Wellington, my eldest brother, whose
Wellington?
room was completely clear when we checked the house. And I'm gonna just grab Pippin and be like, so this is what this does. I'm gonna look into Wellington. If you'd like to see, you're more than welcome, but I understand if there are things you don't want to know.
No, I would like to know.
Okay.
Is anyone else going to be looking over the shoulder at the mirror, just so I'm aware?
I think I'm narratively focused on.
Wonderful. Could I have everyone, except for Kitty, please,
Oh,
exit the space?
God.
We will probably go right into our break after this,
Okay.
so do with that information what you will.
Great.
Yes. I'll go ahead and put this up so I can be prepared. I think this is our first solo scene.
It is.
Hell yeah, punch it. That one got wet at the end.
Okay.
So, Cholula, as you and Pippin gather around the Mirror of Remembrance, looking into it first, seeing the reflections of yourselves, and really seeing their resemblance as well, family resemblance. Suddenly there's a glare of light that kind of passes across it, almost as if your hand just naturally shifted. And then suddenly you're looking at a young Wellington in his late teens. He's wiping sweat from his brow in a familiar-looking carpentry workshop. He's got a chisel in hand and is kind of sliding it along a piece of wood as these curls of wood shavings are coming off as he appears to be hard at work on something. Over his shoulder, kind of stepping into frame, you see your father, Hugo, who you also have a vague memory of.
Daddy Duvet.
Daddy Duvet. There's another glare of light, and you see an older Wellington, sitting at a finely crafted dinner table covered in perfectly cooked, like Ghibli-level food dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And a happy family laughs and chats while they eat the family-style meal together, each kind of reaching across. And again, there's no sound that comes from the mirror. It's purely visual. But you see hands reaching out and across each other and grabbing things, and uproarious laughter and people stuffing their faces, and others eating a lot more meticulously and cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
There's another glare. We see a young human woman that you don't recognize. She's on the ground in pouring rain. She's soaked through her clothes to the bone. Her dress mostly covered in mud on the ground that she's in, this kind of scarlet-covered mud of the Scarlet Coast. A pair of elven casters are detonating spells around her with these kind of blue and purple and green explosions going off until suddenly one of them is tackled to the ground. The dull end of an axe hits one of the casters across the face, knocking them out, and then quickly the other. Wellington's hand reaches out to the woman, helping her up from the ground. Could I have you make a perception check?
Mm-hmm.
I will make one for Pippin as well. Not for Pippin. Ooh, but he's an expert at perceiving things.
11.
He got a 16. On a 16, he actually points out to you during this scene that's unfolding. Do you see that mark in there? Points, and just on the inside of her arm, as she's being helped up by Wellington, you see a small tattoo just on the bicep, small red circle being pierced with a silver metallic spike.
Mm-hmm.
There's a montage of images, Wellington and the woman spending time together, picking wild berries in a field, and then a glare passes by and suddenly they're seated on a blanket on a beach, feeding each other various cheeses and crackers and cured meats. There's another glare, and you see them holding hands at some sort of public gathering. This image lingers and almost kind of travels around them a bit. And You see that they and the crowd surrounding them are gathered around a man in black robes with silver trim who appears to be giving some sort of speech. There's another glare that passes. You see Wellington in an argument with your mother and father, Melisande and Hugo. The three are yelling at each other, and a lot of kind of finger pointing and hand waving, and the viewpoint of the mirror kind of shifts just a bit, looking over Wellington's shoulder past Hugo and Melisande. You see in the doorway a small silhouette stepping forward. You recognize... Sorry, I lost my spot. You recognize a young adolescent version of yourself standing in the doorway. Melisande notices, turns around. She approaches, and the two of you exit the view of the mirror as Hugo leans into Wellington, pointing a finger angrily. But you can tell that he seems to be trying to keep his voice down. There's one more glare of light, and you see Wellington packing his things. As he heads down the stairs, the vision follows him around the corner as he begins to exit the home. Melisande clutches onto him, kind of grabbing at his clothes, pleading, and you can only assume that she's urging him to stay. But he pulls away and exits through the front door. Then there's a sudden bright flash of red and orange, so vibrant that it flickers on yours and Pippin's faces, illuminating you in the space that you're standing. You see the den of the Duvet family home aflame. Just barely in the frame, you can see the silhouettes of legs and bodies lying on the wooden floor. Not enough to make out who it is, but you have some guesses. Flames are filling the space, licking up the walls to the ceiling. Huddled in the corner are 6 small figures, all clutching together. In front of them, looking up at you from your perspective, is Wellington. He's on his knees with tears in his eyes, his hands clasped together almost in prayer, pleading. His lips are moving, but you hear no sound. And suddenly the fire seems to slow in its movement. Wellington is still moving at a normal pace, but the flames themselves are kind of lingering, slowly, kind of rising. There's a pause. Tears still filling his eyes. He nods and mutters something. Then there's a flash of green, and all of the flames are gone. All that remains are destroyed bits of furniture, several bleeding bodies, and the 7 silhouettes of Wellington and those he's protecting. And he clutches his chest and doubles over. Another glare passes. There's one more vision that the mirror shows you. A dull red glow emanates from the glass as it shows you a dirt path, almost moving beneath the mirror's vision. It's almost like you're seeing from someone's perspective, all in red. The view looks up to a small wooden cabin. It doesn't look familiar to you, but it seems small and quaint. There's beds of flowers kind of surrounding the front door, kind of cascading around the entirety of the cabin. The view kind of flickers and skips, unlike anything you've ever seen before. And then suddenly you're looking at the interior of the small cabin. The elven woman from before looks up at you in terror. It's silent, but you can tell that she's screaming. And suddenly a massive, veinous hand reaches from your perspective for her throat. The vision ends, and simultaneously, in your hand, the mirror cracks. What? And that is where we're going to take our break. We'll be right back, but before we go, we have our first giveaway of the evening. To enter for your chance to win this beautiful, lovely mystery mini giveaway provided to us by the absolutely amazing More Fun Comics and Games, our local comic book shop here in North Texas, go ahead and type the word PLAN in the chat. That's PLAN to enter for your chance to win this box of mystery minis. We will come back from our break in about 20 minutes to announce the winner and to tell you how to enter for the Fantasy Forge Dice giveaway. So don't go anywhere. Don't even. We'll see you in 20 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Before we hop back into the session, we have a giveaway to announce.
Oh my god.
Wow. It begins. The winner of the More Fun Mystery 3D Mini Giveaway is repainted. Butterfly 425.
Oh god.
You did it.
Hell yeah! Congratulations, Butterfly. We will get
Yep.
We will get those sent out to you at the end of the month. Congratulations on your win. Taylor, didn't you have something to say about people who say Brussies instead of Brussels sprouts?
Was that me?
I did.
Do you still?
I love it. I love it. I think it's the best way to contextualize vegetables.
What's happening right
I
now?
don't know.
If you call a Brussels sprout a Brussie, for short.
Like
Like my Brussie?
USSY?
It's a Brussie.
IES. USSIES.
Like multiple Brussies.
Brussie.
Wait, hang on. I'm seeing something in the chat that I have to read here in a second.
No, take
Eat it like it's groceries.
There's that music video.
Ridiculous.
However, sorry,
A
thank you
bowl
guys for
and
vamping
food?
for me. To enter for your chance to win our second giveaway of the evening, which we will announce the winner of at the end of the stream.
You did start. You did start.
Assaulted my brain. I'm sorry.
Please type the word
Brussies.
mirror in the chat. Mirror, M-I-R-R-O-R, mirror in the chat to enter for your chance to win the beautiful Verdant Treasure dice. They're green with gold swirls. They're lovely. You want them. You need them. Make them yours.
Bruh. C's.
What was it?
No.
Hang on. I need to know. Okay, so I know. Like, I've used TikTok now. I know
Look at him.
when Silas dies next week.
You'll know it's because of TikTok.
But I need to know. So, Hellbell666 says really more about that Clussy, to be honest. What is that? What is the CL part of
Yeah,
that?
you gotta. We gotta get into it.
There's
a little
another
bit.
vegetable here.
Is there?
Well, Brussels sprouts is where this started. And that was
Clowns? What?
clown pudding.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, the minis? The clown parts.
Anywho, welcome back to Miranda's kink shaming corner.
No, we're not doing that.
Don't do that. Congratulations on whatever your kink is. Is there a... Hold on.
Was that close?
Hold on. Classy, right? We're saying it like that? Cool, sure.
I think it would be Clussy.
It's Clussy.
Classy, okay. You know, sometimes
Where's the
clowns
ink
wear
coming from?
flowers.
No. How dare you?
Which?
Oh, no, don't. No. Don't say the word.
Here's what I was hoping is that it just makes a.
Oh, look, a ball came out.
Or no, it would be more like a...
Why are we giving them what they want?
If you get us to 200 followers, we will draw the Clussy.
No! Terms
All of
of
it.
service.
I'll try everything.
We'll
but
post it in
Clussy.
Discord.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of clowns.
Yeah, I'm not
do it.
scared
I'll do it.
to sexify a clown.
All right. So anyway, we have a game that we play here.
I thought we just did this for 4 hours.
We used to.
Sometimes
That show
we
got
do.
canceled.
We can bring it back at any time.
Could I have Silas
Everyone leave the. Oh.
and Rabbit and Aurora
Sick.
all make a perception check, please?
Fuck yeah, dude.
10.
10.
14 teen.
14 teens.
Sorry.
I'm going to say, Silas, you would actually have this with disadvantage because you're kind of focused on your wife at the moment.
Can't
Your
get
wife.
any worse than it was mud. This is the worst one.
Cool.
This is the bad ending.
14, 15, 10.
10.
Aurora and Silas. Each of you, as the circlet is being placed onto Genevieve's head, she closes her eyes. Hear a and looking over, you see that the sound was coming from Cholula and Pippin, who are both looking in kind of shock and confusion at the Mirror of Remembrance in Cholula's hands.
I'm going to continue to focus on Genevieve. I will take note.
Okay.
Cholula, you okay?
I didn't do it.
She shows you the mirror, and there's a crack coming straight up the middle.
Well, it just happened.
Did,
Right? Look over at Pippin.
did you see anything?
Yeah, we saw some shit show up. It was like right at the end, there was this hand that reached out, and then suddenly the mirror just cracked. As this conversation is happening, Genevieve closes her eyes and
I'll pull out a kerchief that Sam has expertly drawn, I'm sure, somewhere from a pocket in preparation for a nosebleed.
I'm going to check the Silas character art.
I feel like there's a low pocket on
You
that
have
vest.
no kerchief. I guess you don't wear the jacket anymore.
I didn't put pockets on this.
Ooh, have to 11. Jesus, I rolled high on that. Yeah, Silas, you prepare a kerchief to wipe the nosebleed from Genevieve. She kind of like closes her eyes for a moment and then like down like the front of her leathers and from both nostrils just a short geyser of blood before she kind of leans forward, catches herself. You like quickly come in and are wiping her down.
My.
I was in the room, the temple of Ilmater, and she was behind me in the mirror. She took my hand, and suddenly we were in this horrible, horrible place. I felt sick to my stomach. There were these terrible, they looked like lumps of flesh that were just sloughing across the ground, screaming. Massive beasts and horrid monsters walked around the streets of this strange city. It's hot and terrible, and the buildings glinted bright light. There wasn't like a sun in the sky, but there was just this bright light as if the skies themselves were on fire, glinting off of these brass walls of these massive structures. And she took me to a large man who wasn't kind to her. It almost seemed like she maybe had some sort of leverage over him or something. He kept himself covered most of the time. I don't know what he actually looked like. I don't know how he could have kept himself covered with it being so hot, but he didn't seem to mind. I didn't have any control over myself. They outfitted me with these weapons and this armor, and he ran me through horrible drills and exercises through the endless days. it was just constant burning daylight of running, sparring, fighting, mostly getting beatings. And then eventually she came back. The hag did. All she said was that it was time, but I knew somehow what it was that she meant. She placed her hand on me again, and suddenly I was in the woods where I met with a masked man that I now know to be Pippin. And then we found you all.
Can anyone prestidigitate? Or clean or something? There's a bit of
Yes,
blood.
absolutely. And Dean Valblin just prestidigitates and kind of like into a jar.
Do I recognize? Do I recognize anything from the description she gave, as far as fleshy monsters?
Yeah, I will say.
Was there anything with sharp appendages?
Make a religion check, and if I could have Cholula make a history check. I'm going to tell you, Cholula, this is a pretty high DC, so
Okay.
roll good.
This is 10. That is like the 8th 8 I've rolled.
10. I mean, from what she said, it sounds like the opposite of what you experienced in the Shadowfell, where it was constantly nighttime. This place seemed to be a constant burning daylight.
The hag had something over someone that was there.
Right, it seemed like it. He definitely didn't seem happy to see her, and they, on a number of occasions, she would be very coy, and I hate to admit it, but she is quite charming at times.
Could you?
But he always, he was never having it.
Could you draw this character, or could you describe it to Aurora, and Aurora could maybe take a stab at it?
Sure, I can tell you what I remember.
11.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know how the mirror broke or why or any of that biz. Genevieve says to you, Aurora, he was very, very large and broad-shouldered. He kept this sort of cowl, almost like a scarf that wrapped many times around his shoulders and neck and head. He had these piercing, kind of yellowish eyes that I could just see kind of peering out from the shade provided from this weird head dressing. And his legs were strange. They almost like a dog's legs. I believe it's called digitigrade or digigrade, where there's sort of, the thighs, and then what for a normal person would be the calf, but instead it would go back, and then there would be another section.
Oh, like backwards
heel.
knees.
Right, like an elongated foot almost, but
Yes.
um,
I believe in the dog.
Did he have
That's
little toes?
the heels.
no, they were quite large
Like
and clawed.
okay, not cute.
Right, and his hands were
It could be cute.
I could be.
large
My
and
feet are also
They're pretty cute.
very
clawed.
Did he have a weapon of
yes,
preference?
similar
Like sits on her feet.
similar to both of your legs, yes, but on a much larger scale. And his hands were very thick, thick fingers and long pointed black nails. I don't think he painted them. I never saw him paint them. I think they were just that way. And he kept gloves on at most times, but during some of our training sessions, I could see that his skin had a sort of reddish tinge to it. Aurora, if you wouldn't mind making a history check with advantage to attempt to essentially do a crime scene photo.
Oh, she's doing a little doodle.
Or what is it called? Is it just a police sketch?
Yeah.
That needs to be
Let's
better.
come up
name.
with a new word for it right now.
Yeah.
A doodle or don't.
Doodle or don't. Doodle or don't. Let's see how she rolls.
Do she doodle or do she don't?
Do she?
Do she?
15.
15. Yeah, you actually get a pretty
She doodle.
decent
She
representation.
doodle.
She
Uh,
doodle do.
Could I have Silas and Cholula make an insight check with advantage? But again, I'm going to outright say this DC is going to be a 26.
We're doing insight,
No.
so I'd have to roll a nat 20.
No.
My
I
insight
would have to
is,
roll a nat 20. I rolled a 25.
My
I-
insight is only +1.
I have a
Nice.
+6 to insight.
Dice cock.
Dice God.
Dice God.
They took that away from the new Wii Sports, or the new Sports.
Aw.
Those are both the same. So that's 14 on both.
14 and 25. Right. Yeah, it's a good representation of a large beast. Beast-like humanoid, I should say.
But I get the impression that that was what we fought in the.
Yeah, I mean, that's my guess.
Yeah,
Like-
the collar, I guess is what we
Nice.
kept calling him.
I can show you what I got. I mean, it's
That's what gave them advantage on their rolls. It's
Oh.
hard to tell based off what she drew.
Okay.
It's a very nice drawing,
Thanks.
but I mean, as is the case with doodle or don'ts, even a very well drawn likeness isn't instantly recognizable.
Yeah. That's not evidence.
Correct. It won't hold up in court.
Doodle or don't? I rest my case.
Oh, Pippin is going to make a roll as well.
Pippin.
2 and a 5.
Hell yeah, Pippin.
Pippin.
Fuck yeah, Pippin. That's what I'm talking about.
He's real good at getting coins.
Well, we all
though.
don't know what that is.
It's a nice drawing. That's what it is.
Alright. So the mayor was a no-go entirely? You didn't get to see anything?
No, I mean, we saw things. We saw a lot of things, but towards the end. Okay, so I was looking into our eldest brother Wellington. The room that was cleared out, that was his. And it seems as though, everything was fine. And then it looks like he fell in love with a human woman? You said human woman at first, but then at the end you said elven woman?
What?
At the beginning of the mirror thing, he was hanging out with a human, saved a human woman who was being attacked.
I think I said elfin both times.
You
Let me
said
check.
elven at the end. Okay, I wasn't sure which one it was. I knew they were supposed to be the same bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh wait, hang on. I may have
period.
fully fucked that shit up
Oh
in my notes.
It's canon now. If I know anything.
He fell in love with someone, and she had the stake.
Yeah, that's my bad. I had human written in the first part and then elven written in the second part. She was an elf.
Okay. Elf.
Mubby.
So he saves her from being attacked by all of these casters, but she had the circle with the stake tattoo.
Okay.
And then they were at these gatherings, and it looks like he got involved in following the silver stake, and then had an argument with our parents, and that's when he cleared out his room and was leaving, and my mom was like, "Don't," but he did. But then it cut to when the house was all on fire, and I couldn't tell whose, but there were bodies on the floor, and then there were 6 of us kids kind of huddled up together, and he was protecting us, and it looks like he did some sort of spell that made the fire go away, but then he clutched his chest and fell down. And so I thought that would have been the end of it, but then it continued, and there was this cabin with flowers and whatnot, and then it went inside very strangely, and the woman was in there, but she looked terrified this time, and then a hand reached out to snap a neck, but it was a big, giant, gross, nasty hand instead, and it didn't look like my brother's, so I'm
Did
not...
it happen to have perhaps big claws?
Well, he
Dark
Yeah, claws too.
claws. Perhaps.
Likely.
I mean, it did.
Okay.
But when
I
it
don't-
grabbed
I don't know so
a mirror
much
tract.
that when we saw him there kneeling in front of the children, I don't know that he was casting a spell.
Do you think somebody else was casting a spell?
I mean, to me, it almost looked more like he was maybe pleading for our lives. Maybe
Oh, maybe he made a deal.
made a deal.
Son of a bitch. Nothing against Armando, obviously.
Of
It's
course.
his phrase.
So, I'm sorry, who are you explaining that?
What?
The phrase "son of a bitch."
Well,
Well, that was to me because
Yes.
he is
Oh, okay.
the son of our birth mother.
Right.
And also, he was up until now in this place with an I don't know how many colloquial, you know.
No,
were-
right. That's a good point. So potentially, Wellington is still around somewhere, working with the Night Hag.
Yes,
Is it possible that he is the caller?
it's possible, I suppose, because from what I know, after. And it would be very her to say, okay, I'll make this deal and then make him go kill his love, because she's like that. And then she could have had him separate all of us and escort us to different parts of.
It would explain why Pippin got stories.
Or maybe
I wonder what would happen if we used protection from good and evil on the collar.
I think it would be worth trying to find out.
All the more reason to get grenades.
I'm also curious. I mean, it's possible that she had him scatter us to the winds, but it's also possible if he made whatever deal he made for our safety, it's possible that he, of his own volition, tried to put us in places where maybe she couldn't find us.
Yes, that would explain also why the caller was meeting with you and telling you stories
Right?
about the rest of us and what we were doing. But that also means that there are likely 4 more of us out there. Which I'm assuming Cherry, because he mentioned her to you specifically.
Right.
Not sure who else. The small ones, you know. I'm sure Aubergine was fighting alongside our parents.
Right.
That was a sick name. Saying.
Eggplant.
Yeah.
These are my children, Cholula, Pippin, and Eggplant.
Eggplant, 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 eggplant.
Isn't one of them named mayonnaise?
Mayo.
Mayo.
Sorry.
We know a real life person named
Yeah, it's not an uncommon name in real life, actually.
Mayo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't say it on stream for his privacy, but his last name,
Is
his
perfect.
parents did not care.
But they really
Is it
did.
boy?
They gave no fuck.
Mayo boys.
It's one of my favorite performers at Glitterbomb. Hello, Mayo boy.
Okay.
He used to edit the podcast, actually.
So I don't know why the mirror broke. I don't remember where we got it. Oh, well,
It was payment from Valafar Chan.
oh right. So I don't know if it has a connection to whatever we were looking at, or I don't know why it broke.
What happened when it
Based
broke?
on the way that my head feels right now, it's possible that this hag is putting some sort of protection or insurance on information to cause damage to those who seek it out.
I suppose so, yes.
Could I have that?
Yeah.
Tuck it in my bag.
The mirror? Okay.
I will remove it from my inventory.
It's called the Mirror of Remembrance, right? Did I get that correct?
Something like that.
Mirror of the past.
Mirror of the Past. I like mine better.
Every mirror is a mirror of the past. It's like when it's like
Technically.
you know what I mean? It's like
That just happened.
yeah. That's so stupid. It's like photo of the past. Like yeah, fuck. Yeah, I get it.
So
It's like aged vanilla. It's like
Oh,
every
dude, if this
vanilla
was-
is aged.
Brief tangent. If this were like a modern day campaign, a fucking Polaroid of the past would be great. You like go to places and you take a picture, and then it prints out a picture of that like perspective, but years ago. That'd be
Actually,
cool.
for some reason, that terrifies me. I don't like it.
I think
I'm afraid. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
something about that really creeps me out.
Something about living in the South.
Yeah.
well,
There's
I
that
mean, it
whole,
would still
there's
be
that
a
whole
fantasy.
overarching thing of like you cannot time travel if you're a person of color. That is
Yeah.
like of any
I
sort.
can only go to the future.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
no.
You are a woman in Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to fantasy.
Yeah. Fantasyland. Okay,
Woosa.
so Baldwin, do you have any ideas of why this mirror would have broken because of what we were looking at?
I think Lady Genevieve might have hit the nail right on the head. Again, I don't have a full understanding of these strange magics used by hags and the like. Even particular fey beings are above and beyond what we can grasp here on the mortal plane.
But because it cracked, then that's to say that there is more history of this person's life there that we didn't get to see.
Potentially,
Correct.
yes.
Okay.
There's also, and I hate to say it, but there's also between the excuse me, long days
Of
tastings.
of consuming, right?
It's possible, from Pippin's nosebleed yesterday, Genevieve's nosebleed just now, and the breaking of the mirror, each of these incidents might potentially be sort of pinging the hag. She might be aware that these connections are being severed, which I imagine might anger her a bit,
Yes.
based on what we know. But I can't say for sure.
Right. So
We were
before,
going to ask you about tinkerers, I believe. That's
and
our first point of
also
order.
somewhere that we could procure many potions from in a relatively small amount of time.
Protection from good and evil, specifically.
Yes.
A lot.
Protection from good and evil. Quite a simple potion. Very, pardon me for using academic terms, but low-level stuff.
Oh, there was a modification we learned about in Lugrive. That was specific to fey beings, if I'm not mistaken. It was an herb.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it was.
There are
Is
certain
there
types
a-
of protection from goods and evils.
Is there a
Fiends, fae, celestials.
level version of this sort of thing?
Protection from greater good.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Oh, okay.
Um,
When you said lower level, I thought maybe there's something that we just don't know about.
oh no, I just mean in terms of to
The skill
protect
level.
someone from good and evil is a low-level skill. It's not incredibly powerful magic, but can be incredibly useful in specific situations. I do have a number of students in high-level potions classes here at the academy. I could perhaps put them to work in class tomorrow, or kind of like checks a sundial in the corner today. Hang on. It just hit me that none of that makes sense because the sun
Sun don't do.
sun doesn't do here, and also clocks exist.
A magical.
There's a clock. He looks at a clock.
One of us.
We're pre-flop.
What? Why is he saying all of this?
Later, sorry, it's been a long.
I look at a clock.
I could put some higher level potion students on it today. We could probably churn out at least 15 by this evening.
Wonderful. How
We-
about
we have a ship
supreme
to buy.
healing?
Yes.
Supreme healing. That is more difficult magic.
Healing of any sort. You can.
Right. I can.
And we
It
could
would be
pay,
easier
you
to
know,
get like 40 just healing potions, we will accept them gladly.
But I can check in with the infirmary and see what we've got available to spare.
Yes, and I know they're students, but we can still pay them for their time.
A
for
bit of
their work.
a grant. or
scholarship.
Scholarship, yes.
Of course. Typically, a potion of protection from good and evil will run you about market price, about 75 gold coins each. So if we're looking at, what did I say, 20?
15.
15?
20 would be great.
20 would be wonderful.
If you happen to achieve 20.
I think there is potential for 20.
Phenomenal. Now, let's say that perhaps you were trying to
That would come out to about 1,500 gold pieces.
disenchant someone who maybe didn't know they were enchanted,
Yeah.
or lots of people who you were trying to prevent from being enchanted. Would you use a protection from good and evil, or do you maybe have, I don't know, another kind of option?
That would be... Protection from good and evil can specifically protect you from certain innate abilities that can be either cast or inflicted by different types of beings, in this specific instance, the Fae. However, what you're talking about could be a little bit more... it's a little more delicate. You would need to dispel the magic. There are not potions available that do this, as it is more of a spell that is cast on an area and affects certain magical effects. But that, I'm afraid, would need to be cast by someone who is familiar with the spell.
We could dawdle. I think we should start talking to the students and finding the tinkerers. The more time the students have, the more they can make, right?
Right. Tinkerers, what are you interested in?
So,
Well, we're hoping to.
and it's purely an idea, and we've heard that it's very dumb. But
From who?
Ourselves.
yeah, we all kind of collectively thought maybe this is impossible.
It felt as though someone was speaking to us from beyond.
Right.
There are
But
no,
it
there are no
might-
stupid ideas.
Okay, so
Good.
what we're
Here comes one.
hoping for is to have a tinkerer turn these, or some of these potions into something that could affect an area. Perhaps something that you could toss and it could explode into something maybe aerated that a group of people who have been affected would inhale and be protected.
See, from our experiments on... Rather, stating it as experiments feels in bad taste. Based on our experiences treating Master Roscoe Sampson, it appears that a similar sort of application was applied to whatever it was that was afflicting him as well. Some sort of aerosol, some sort of spray that was introduced to the respiratory system, which is why there was so much damage there. We could potentially reverse engineer something. It would be it would be a challenge, because typically these things are meant to affect a singular creature, so they are only so potent. So they would have to be modified to be extra powerful, so that spreading could affect multiples. It probably wouldn't be perfect. I would introduce you to an employee of mine. Her name is Professor Sedelia Sootspring, and she is our professor of arcane tinkering classes here. Really sees over most of the artificing that goes on at Wiltbloom. Incredibly talented. She's actually the one who is charging up, or rather heading up the charge for Master Sampson, who I have learned that we were able to save his leg. However, his arm will have to be amputated at the elbow, and she at the elbow.
Could I get her name one more time?
Yes, Sedelia Sootspring.
I put a V in
Sedelia Soot Spring?
Soot Spring, yes.
That's a beautiful name.
She's incredibly talented. She is creating a prosthetic arm from gears and metallic parts fused together with arcane parts, crystal powered, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Master Samson will be outfitted with. And once he awakens, he will be trained with it, and we are very hopeful that it shall function as a normal appendage.
Wonderful. So,
I can set you up with a meeting with her if you'd like.
yes, please.
Wonderful. And I can't promise 20, but I can promise at least 15 potions of protection from Fae that will be ready for you this evening by sundown.
Right, okay.
We have a ship to buy, so I think we might have some time.
Right. Is there a dock on the shore here?
Yes, there is a small village. I assume you mean the shore of Lake Mendeleth.
Yes.
Yes, there is a small village there that should be able to. You should be able to purchase passage.
Wonderful.
I don't know if you'll be able to charter any guidance. It's not really like doing tours or anything.
No.
But you could probably purchase some sort of seacraft there.
Right, okay. So, would you like for us to pay you for potions now? Or...
That would help. Yes, it would help us with getting materials that we would need.
We'll pay for 15, and if anything comes over, we'll purchase the rest.
Of
what
course.
was the total? 15
1,500.
times 75.
That was
1,500 total. That's for 20, and obviously we'll refund you for any that don't get created.
Okay, I will pay that money.
right. I guess off to see a man about a ship or the tinkerer.
The tinkerer, if they're daytime.
Are they part of the route or the?
Yes, I can take you to meet with Sedelia.
Right. We'll do that first, and then we can head to go get ourselves a ship.
Obtain a ship.
Right. And Willisden. It's the name of the village.
What?
Willisden.
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 Willesden. Willisden. So, gearing up, Baldwin leads you out of his office, down through the winding halls of Witterson's Hall, or rather, through the winding halls of his office building within the pocket dimension, and leads you through the city to a small building that's like most of the architecture here is a little strange and outside the norm. This one's a little more tame. It's a basic rectangular building. The only strange thing about it is that the roof of the building is at an incline. He leads you in and down the halls to a not small, it's actually quite large. Sorry, I'm really good at describing things. He leads you down the halls to a large classroom, stepping inside, similar to where you met Professor Tippin Virgalore. There are various stations set up, each with a cauldron and various supplies kind of neatly tucked away on some tables. On some, it's a little more haphazard, depending on the student. Currently empty, and seated there at a desk, you see a human woman with kind of messy brown hair pulled back, and she's sitting at a desk. She's got these kind of strange bifocals that have a bless you,
Wow.
a jeweler's
Monocle.
yeah, thank you. Kind of on one side, and then like a large magnifying glass on the other side of these strange glasses as she's kind of like leaning forward holding a pair of tweezers and a small wand that she's kind of leaning forward, and it's kind of glowing red at the tip, and she seems to be kind of soldering things in place, working on some sort of contraption. She actually doesn't notice as you guys come in, there's like little sparks coming off as she's touching these little bits of silver onto metal and kind of soldering them together. And Valdwin kind of loudly clears his throat. She kind of like jumps for a second. Oh, dearie me. Rightly scared me bowels out. Hello. Yes, hello, Professor Sootspring. These are the Mistwalkers. And I believe they are here with a bit of a proposition for you. I've got to go get things in order for this evening's potions class. But please.
Thank you for the introduction and everything.
Of course.
So, we were drinking, and we thought... hello, I'm Silas.
Cholula.
Aurora Rabbit.
Rabbit.
And Genevieve and Pippin.
And Aunt Pippin, too. There's a lot of you, aren't there? Well, it's nice to meet you all. I'm Professor Sedelia Sootspring. You can call me Sedelia.
Very nice to meet you.
We're not at liberty to say exactly how this could be done, but
Wouldn't it be cool?
Right, if a potion could, let's say, protection from evil and good, could be made gaseous and affect an area. I was trying to say that without describing maybe the device, because I feel like that's your expertise.
Something you could possibly toss and it would...
Yes, something
Right.
done at a distance.
That's an interesting posit. I suppose if we had some funding for the research, we could look into such a thing.
Let's assume that funding is not an issue.
And let's assume it's very little time.
Oh, time crunch. But potentially endless funding.
Not endless, but
Near
there's a
endless.
good amount.
The ceiling's the limit?
I don't know how much
Right.
funding for research costs, but we do have some
A
costs.
tall tree's the limit? Maybe not the sky.
When you say short time frame,
Tomorrow morning?
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow afternoon?
At the very most, tomorrow night?
We'll be your best friend.
I can't promise you it'll be done by then, but I can do everything in my power.
How much do you need for funding? Materials, research, whatnot.
Materials, research.
Testing?
I'd need the potions, testing, as
Potions
well
are
as
being made.
as well as, you know, covering the money that I would be making working on other projects in a time frame. Tomorrow night. Somewhere in the realm of, I don't know, 100,000.
I've got 30.
I don't have that.
I have 27.
I did say a tall tree and not the sky, right?
Right?
Right.
You also said less than 24 hours.
We did
did.
say that.
What if it...
Well, slightly over 24 hours.
Okay, what if perhaps we didn't need to throw it and have it explode? What if we could just spritz it at a lot of people?
Like,
Is that easier?
Well, in that case, you'd want to talk to a potions master about getting a much more concentrated version of the potion so that you could fit many uses inside a singular bottle, and then you just need a spray bottle. Some sort of tube going down that leads up to a nozzle with something interrupting it, and perhaps a lever that you could pull that then causes suction to bring the liquid up through the tube, and once it collides with that blocking the nozzle there, it creates a spray.
That exists already, right?
Oh, I could whip one up very quickly.
Right.
Okay, great. That sounds a lot easier, perhaps.
Right.
That's
About how
cool.
many on concentration would we need? Because it's looking like 15 to 20 potions will be at our disposal.
Well,
And I imagine
we'd
we would...
probably be getting potions on top of that are concentrated because we still want the option to force feed.
she lifts the glasses up onto her head, grabs a quill and a little notebook, and kind of starts like writing down numbers and symbols and sigils and just like
Ooh, are there letters in there?
yeah, for sure. There's like letters in multiple languages.
No.
And she's kind of like writing things out and stops to think for a
scared.
second, does a few calculations. Well, based on these calculations, if you're wanting a single spritz to be a full dose, you'd probably need it to be more than a full dose because there's no guarantee that all of the spritz is going to be inhaled. So you'd probably want to condense enough for 2 potions to come out per spray, which gets you from 1 vial, being a typical potion, to maybe 1/4 ounce for a single spray.
I'm imagining this battle happening. And all of these people fighting, and Cholula's like coming up from behind, like just like
Bad Silverstein.
It's got like
We do that
masking
outside.
tape, masking tape and like potion.
Oh shoot! But then we have the glue one. Oh no! It's chaos.
Oh, if you put the glue inside the spray bottle.
Still takes. A
No,
minute,
the
man.
glue has
Still
to
takes
be in a
fucking-
special bottle.
Yes.
It can't be in
It-
just any bottle.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so how many of those spritzers can we get?
By tomorrow evening?
And what was the concentration you were saying?
Oh, the concentration, you'd want...
2 to 1. Isn't that what you
No,
Two.
I think it was that each.
Well, you'd
Two
want...
It
doses.
needs to be a
per
1/4 of
spray.
an ounce. For,
Right, so say your typical potion is 4 ounces. You'd need it to be concentrated into 1/4 ounce.
For 1.
That would be 2 potions.
in that 1/4 of an ounce
Right.
to make sure that its potency is enough to.
So technically, 8 ounces for 2 full potions,
You know how
concentrated into 1/4 ounce.
Right.
more venom.
No, but somebody here understands the math, and that's all that matters.
So it'd be 32.
We
Hang
really
on,
just
she's
need to
smarter than
figure
I
out
am.
The volume of
Roll
the
for it.
container that we're putting it in. How many ounces fill that container?
And they
We
quarter
each
an
of a
ounce.
1/4 of an ounce. Is that?
No, the real
And
question,
then
Two
get
potions.
one of those into each of our hands.
rather, the real question is, we know for sure that we have 15 regular potions.
Ridiculous.
How
But-
many concentrated potions?
How many of
Yeah.
those?
Being
do
it,
we want to
in concentrating a potion, you know, that could be groundbreaking magical science. That if you could concentrate a potion into that little amount of liquid, then you could potentially dehydrate it. If you could get it to keep its qualities, you could make pills instead of potions. Just something you pop it in.
That is brilliant, but right now we do need it to be
So
wet air.
Right.
much as-
Again,
you can-
concentrating potions outside of my wheelhouse. I'm
But do
more
you
of the mechanical
know-
side of things.
someone you could speak with and work together with the spray.
Yes, do you know
Well, it
the
sounds
head
like-
of the potions
It
class?
sounds like Dean Veldwin is on his way to speak with the potions master.
Did he walk out of here or
He walked, yeah.
hoof himself?
I mean, he kind of like drifted.
Oh, can we like find him? Like if I stick my head out the door, is he still around?
Make a perception check.
13. He's not hiding.
He's right behind you.
No, but looking out in the hall, you don't see him.
I can
currently.
I can send a bird. If you can give me a number of what we need, I can send him a bird that says, "Can you also try to do this?"
Oh, you could just have her write the bird since she knows the science part.
Right, so
We just need to let Dean Valdwin know what you said before he sits the potions class on
right,
making the
I can
potions.
send him a bird with my calculations.
Great.
Okay, so for the spray bottles,
Right,
how much will that cost?
for that, research and development, testing tomorrow night. That would run you 10,000?
Easy. I got it.
For a spray bottle?
That's fine.
Okay.
That'll probably get you 4
Okay.
bottles.
That works.
Okay. That's enough for each of us to carry one.
About how
And-
big are they? Are they cumbersome?
They'd be the size of potion bottles.
Right.
So you could strap to your
I
belt.
didn't know.
Again, I can't stress enough that the real feat here is going to be condensing the potions down to be so potent with minimal amount. So I can make you spray bottles for 10,000 gold pieces and you'll have 4 of them tomorrow night. Whether or not they're useful to you is outside of my
I think
hands.
it's worth a shot.
I think it's worth the gamble. Do you have somewhere I can put all this?
Oh,
The money.
Oh. right. Sure, if you just went... Right, that's going to be a lot.
I just don't have like a bag. Well, I do have a bag big enough. It's just my bag, and I'm not.
I've got some extra satchels if you... And she kind of like lays out several sacks that she pulls out from her drawer. If you just want to fill these and just leave them here by my desk, I'll have everything taken care
I'll
of.
put the money in the bag.
I
Wonderful.
trust you've made some locks on this place.
Yes, we have our ways of keeping things very safe.
I will start shoveling.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, for the sake of ease, again, we're going to say that most of what you guys carry around on you is platinum. And that just comes out to
Yeah.
platinum. Is it 100? No, that's 1,000 platinum pieces.
Oh.
It takes you the better part of 10 minutes to count it all out in the bags. And there are several bags full of money in this room.
Kind of like poking around at shelves.
As you finish. Right, well, I should get to work.
Thank you.
Of course. Pulls her glasses down, kind of like pushes the thing that she was working on like literally off of her desk, and rolls out a sheet of paper and begins
That
sketching
sounded
ideas.
sturdy.
Yeah.
What?
All right, to the beach.
Yes.
All right.
Come on then.
As you all exit the room, once again leading yourselves into the open space of the sunny pocket dimension, you make your way back to the gate that leads you to Widdershan's Hall. You enter the warm, humid air of Kalima.
Made it sound cool for a second. But it was humidity. Where the sun never sets or rises. Also, it's like 90% humidity out here.
Oh God, walking through soup.
It's collecting on me.
Yeah, it's
It's
tropical. You all make your ways out of Widdershan's Hall, and back to your cart, I presume,
Right?
where you pile in and begin heading towards the shore. If I could have somebody roll a d6. I'm going to say Sam or Kitty, because I don't think you guys have rolled for one of these in a while.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh no.
5.
It's another One of these days are just... That's so good.
I don't think Rabbit was here for the last one, so that...
Yeah.
All right, so you all hop in your cart and begin heading out towards where you hope to find Willisden. It doesn't take you long before you reach a village. You actually reach this beautiful coastline of this kind of strange speckling of. It's like, whereas the Scarlet Coast is kind of this crimson color, this is more of a maroon. And you realize as you kind of hop down to inspect, it's because there's actually kind of an
Yeah.
There's kind
It's in deep speak. There's a little bit of oil.
there's this intermingling of
Both coasts.
red sand particles and black sand particles, and it gives the water this like eerie, almost blood-like color. as looking out, you can just see like just a speck on the distance. These kind of tropical trees and this bright kind of silvery light that you presume to be Róvengúl out there among the kind of at this point in time calm waves of Lake Mendeleth.
That doesn't seem so bad. Is my shadow acting funny? And by which I'm asking, is magic a little off, closer to the water? Anything?
I will say, as you're walking, you make a perception check. Actually,
Yo, I'm so glad we are not fighting today. I have been rolling under 10 on
Yeah.
everything.
so far.
Yeah. Said perception, I think it's going to be a 10.
10. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Plus 6, by the way.
that's enough to notice. You look back and you get the sense that your shadow like very quickly like goes to just like mimicking you, because you can tell that you're looking at him. But you see behind you these trails of like drag marks, like fingers through the sand, like he's been like holding the ground and actually physically affecting the ground until you looked, and then he was just like, nope, I'm just a shadow.
Everything all right back there?
What?
Just mimicking you.
Just a second. You can't play coy now. You have to do something. No, don't. You never do this. What is that? Okay. So something's afoot, and he's not going to say anything. I'm supposed to be patient with him. I was told to be patient with him. Cool. Yeah, he's being a real dick, is what he's being right now.
And as delayed as I am is how delayed the shadow is too. It's like clearly just being an ass.
Not an expert at anything magical, but I do have some simple spells which don't do really anything important that we can test out this whole shenanigans with, right?
Oh, right.
Okay. I'm going to send out a fairy fire over the water
Rad, what level spell is that?
first.
First level? Okay. What does it look like when you cast Fairy Fire?
I just sort of like slap my hands across each other like you would maybe deal cards, and then it just like sparks out kind of like pinky purple.
Just kind of like glittering cloud of pink and purple that kind of settles over the water. Roll a d20.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
Nice. Nothing happens. So
There's
I'm
a
gonna,
glowing fish.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys now, so we can get this out of the way for the next couple of sessions or however long we're in this area. Somewhere in your notes, if you can mark down a 2. So anytime you cast a leveled spell, there's a chance for a wild magic surge. The DC for the first one was 1. A natural 20 clearly passes. However, each time you do not get a wild magic surge, there is a build-up, and the number doubles every time.
Could I ask, we know that as players, but is there any way to glean that as characters?
You don't know yet.
Okay. I just want to be able to make sure I'm like not meta or
No, for sure,
lying.
for sure. I will do my best to describe that over time,
Yeah.
but I would ask that each of you keep track of what your DC is, because that's a lot of DCs.
Okay.
And I change pages in my notes a lot. So currently all of your DCs are at 1, except for Rabbit's, whose is at 2. So, but as far as your characters are concerned, Rabbit casts Fairy Fire, and it goes off without a hitch.
That's good.
The water in this particular area glows for a little bit. Can I have everybody make a perception check as well?
Okay.
But again, my magic isn't complex. I don't know if a bigger spell would do more stuff. I don't really know anything.
18.
18.
That one sort of came built in.
Not 20, but
Nat-
it's a 21 if we count them.
Nice.
25.
25. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, I also get to do one?
Yeah. Everybody.
Perception. 7.
You're
7.
focused on fairy fire.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at. There's a fish that
Yeah.
I managed to land that.
Rabbit,
fire.
actually, you cast fairy fire, and there's this kind of glow around this certain section of water, and you notice right as the fairy fire touches the water, there's these like dark tendrils beneath the surface that like
Oh
pull
no,
back.
no, no, no.
And that's pretty distracting. The rest of you notice about maybe 200, 300 feet down the shore from you, you see 5 figures, humanoid figures. A couple of them are kneeling down, kind of like scooping up water. Seems like they're getting a drink. I would say on a natural 20, Aurora, you see that a couple of them are carrying staffs, and that 2 of them appear to be children.
They're kids.
Oh.
They're small, tiny babies.
And we don't see any evidence of a village on either, looking down either way.
I would say on a natural 20 that, yeah, Aurora, you also see much further, maybe maybe a half mile, maybe a mile, it's hard to tell. You do see the outlines of structures kind of almost covered up by like the atmosphere in the distance between you.
Once Aurora points them out, is there something suspicious about these children?
The village is probably in that direction, I guess.
You can make an insight check with disadvantage from this point, or if you want to wait until you get closer, you can do that too.
As we pass by, I'd like to do like an inspect of the whole group.
For sure.
So I know you described it like a sea, but it's also called the lake. Is that because it's fresh water?
It is
so
fresh
they
water.
can't drink it? Okay.
Mhm.
I was like,
Gross.
don't drink that.
Don't-
Sick.
Also, cool tendrils. Tendril juice. That thing poops, you know. Whatever it was.
Everything poops.
Everything poops.
You guys, I don't know
Walls.
for sure, but I don't think I like big water. Never been in big water, but I don't think there's tendrils.
Oh.
Yeah, there are sometimes animals in water.
There shouldn't be.
That's where they live.
No, I don't want there to be.
They don't drown.
Do they?
The-
I bet.
They can sometimes drown if there's sometimes while you're in the water.
Don't
but
be.
Well, I mean,
None of you do that. Don't get in it.
That's why we're getting a boat. To be in it.
it's just water.
I'm gonna throw up. I hate it.
Let's go introduce ourselves in a different mind space, right? Like, not this one, not this rabbit. Maybe a nicer rabbit says hi to these strangers.
It was
Maybe we
huge,
don't say
whatever it
anything. We
was.
just go towards the village.
Yeah, we can just walk.
We don't have to talk
A couple
to
of people with weapons walking down a beach.
That's normal.
Yeah.
How else are we going to defend ourselves from whatever is in there?
With a boat, which is at the village, which we need to get, because we are... I don't know why I look at my wrist so often. Are you coming along, or are you gonna... Yeah, he's gonna keep doing that.
Should put a little sundial. You put it on.
Right, yeah. I think I had a scar there once, and it... Let's go. We go...
You approach the 5 humanoids?
I'd like to check.
we walk in the direction.
Yeah. As you get closer, you guys can make an insight check if you'd like.
Classic Silas scan of threat.
Classic.
What is
8.
going on?
Wow. Classic 8.
If it's 2 Fs,
That's a natural
that
20.
means 2 10s.
Put together.
Put together.
Yeah, if the 10s were kissing.
Canonically gay. all of Taylor's dice are gay.
As you approach, you see what appears to be some sort of family unit that is gathering up water, still quite a ways from the village. On a natural 20, the thing that stands out to you, Silas, is you see like a group of people interacting with each other in a very familial way, like holding the kids close and chatting with each other. They seem to have noticed you at this point. You see a human woman, and half-elf man, as well as one of the children appears to be a mud genasi.
I wouldn't say that to its face. Sorry.
The other child is...
Oh, bless its heart.
At first you think it's an Aarakocra, then you realize that there are no wings, and you get the sense it's probably a young Kenku. And then there's one more adult that appears to be half-orc.
About how far are we from them? And that's what I've gathered. Like their staffs are just walking sticks.
Yeah, they have these kind of, not like ornate or anything. They're all wearing pretty, like, seems like handmade clothing, or hand woven. Very natural aesthetic to all of them. As you get within a noticeable range to them, the human woman turns. Hail there, strangers.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Is the village this way?
Oh, yes, Williston.
Yes.
Yeah, it is just down the beach from here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all live there?
Oh, no. No, we make camp in the forests, in the nature.
Oh, okay.
That's good. It seems, a bit dodgy.
Dangerous.
Does it? It can be quite dangerous, but we have set up quite a safe camp for ourselves.
That's swell.
Yes. You are welcome to stay with us if you have needs of place to stay. I know that they will charge you in the village. They will make you give them money for sleep.
What time is it?
It's getting to be later in the evening.
Do we want to travel at night?
If we can get to the town, there wouldn't be much traveling, would there be?
Well, I mean, are we headed back from town to
College.
the college?
It depends on what we find. I mean, we have to go back and see.
Oh,
what
you're
we
from the
made.
college.
We've come
so
from.
In a manner of speaking.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're friends of the college.
Nice.
Yes, we are the Mistwalkers. I'm Silas.
Jalula.
Rabbit.
Alright.
It's
And this
nice
is
to meet all of you.
Genevieve and Pippin.
And what are your names? I look down at the kids.
They kind of like stand behind the human woman. Oh, don't mind them. My name is Gila. We don't have really a name for ourselves out here. But this is Sapley, and she kind of pats on the head of the Mojanasi, and there's this kind of like wet, wet hair sound. This is Sapley, and this is Sindri. To the Kenku. The half-orc man speaks. I'm Roland, and
I feel
the half-elven.
I feel my palate shaping to do German.
You're welcome.
I'm having a very hard time over here.
Pulling my mouth tighter.
And the half-elven man is like, Oswald. Pleasure to meet all of you.
What was the lady's name again?
Gila.
Gila?
Yeah.
It's wonderful meeting you all. You were drinking from the water here. Is that
Oh yeah.
just for thirst, or is there some?
For thirst, it is also a wellspring of magic. I don't know if you are familiar with the tales of Róvengúl, the isle upon Lake Mendeleth.
Drink the weird water.
Why
Drink the
should-
weird water. Drink it. Put it in your head.
Okay.
Don't mind them ever at all. Not once. Ever once.
Do you want
Right? Yeah. No, that's cool.
No.
Whatever you guys
I'll just
want.
use my
Like whatever
Do
you're
you want
into
my
is
hands?
fine.
Have you seen
Sure.
any odd?
Drink both of our hands.
Are you hungry?
No,
You
no,
act like
we
you're
are
hungry.
fine. I can assure you, based nothing on what they're doing. Have you seen any odd activity towards the island out there? Any more travelers than normal, or
Oh,
light getting brighter, or anything?
I mean, the night shines as bright as it always has in the night.
That's nice. But nothing out of the ordinary.
No, not to my knowledge. But what is ordinary, really?
That's a salient point.
So how did you all find each other?
Oh, well, you know, a caravan is attacked, or there are sometimes survivals, and we find each other and we take care of each other.
Silver
That's
steak,
so
right?
nice.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Are you? She kind of like
We are not.
make a persuasion check.
Persuade them we're not silver steak.
Yeah. Just like they would do to you.
Oh, no. No.
You gonna give him advantage?
Yeah. We... Quite the opposite.
Yeah, you have advantage on this roll.
Okay, neat. 14. No, in fact, we are hunting them.
Oh, that sounds incredibly dangerous.
It is.
Well, it's like the forest, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Again, our offer stands if you want some warm food and comfortable place to sleep that is safe through the night. That obviously free of charge. We don't want to take any coins off of any fellow travelers of Gavora.
Well, that's very generous and kind of you. It was nice meeting all of you.
I think we're going to take our chances in the city. Are you in need of coin or anything?
Oh, no, we have no need for such things.
I figured as much. Thank you again.
Of course.
Here, take this. I'm gonna give them one of the little jars of spices.
Oh my god.
It is
Is this the sassafras?
very good on poultry.
Oh, that is heavenly. I will use this in tonight's meal. You watch, like, all of them are kind of like... sassafras. Hell yeah. Does that... Hell yeah. This all
Safe travels and take care of yourselves.
Yeah, one safe travels to yourselves as well.
I'm gonna grab some of that water.
Yeah, if we've been scooping so much
Am
of
I
this
dead?
drawer.
Is it possible to die from water consumption? Like those kids who did like the gallon
Yeah.
challenge?
Not in this not in this short amount of time.
Oh, okay.
It's way easier to drink too much milk.
Wow. Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Don't.
You heard it here first, folks. It's way easier to drink too much milk.
Can I have you guys make one more perception check as you, they kind of like bow to all of you, thanking you for the spices, and then they turn and begin heading back into the tree line.
That's a natural one.
Oh,
23.
23.
Not 2, so a 3.
3.
12.
12.
Sick.
Let me roll for Genevieve and Pippin.
Genevieve and Pippin.
Natural 18 for Genevieve.
They're on the bench
Natural
with
16 for
us.
Pippin. Pippin, Genevieve, Silas, and Rabbit.
Miss Rabbit.
There it is. For some reason, I went Cholula and then Aurora.
Right here.
The other ones.
I'm both of them.
Rabbit, Silas, Genevieve, and Pippin. You all notice as they approach this tree line of these, once again, these weeping willow-like trees that are kind of heavily dominating the space, kind of filling most of the tree line, giving it this eerie but beautiful curtain-like vibe as the breeze flows through. And as they step forward, you see as Gala just waves a hand, and without even touching them, the vines just kind of part for them as these strange forest dwellers make their way back into the wilds. After they do, the vines close behind them and dangle. You all continue.
So is Aurora like glowing? Is anything interesting happening?
Am I dead?
You've just been downing water this whole time?
Yeah, hoping not to cut a tendril.
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
Sick.
I'm on the watch out for tendrils.
I feel like we could have.
Literally.
We still could learn a lot about
Perception check.
the wild magics from them if we have a neat resource. Resource.
23.
Nice. You don't see any tendrils. You see a couple fish.
I'll punch a fish.
You also notice that, like, the fish here are kind of weird.
Okay, if they get too close, I'm gonna punch a fish.
They don't get too close. The weird thing about them is, like, you see these kind of
Human teeth.
You see,
Glasses.
you see.
They don't need to see.
They do?
You see this kind of catfish-like creature that's maybe like 20 feet out as it kind of like swims up. The strange things about it are there these kind of bioluminescent, like violet striations that kind of go in lines down the sides and speckles across the top that almost moves like a cuttlefish's skin would. But the weirdest thing is how this catfish with like the deadest eyes just kind of like lingers there, and it's like it's watching you
No.
with some kind of intelligence.
Yikes.
No.
And instead of doing what a normal fish would, where it like turns around and like does the like fish wave away, it actually just kind of like waves its front fins and slowly
Smiles.
it slowly backs into the darkness,
Wait,
disappearing in the water. Make one more perception check, please. Actually, no. What did you get on your perception check? It was over.
23.
It was over 20. Yeah. As it's backing away, just before it disappears into the water, the lips part and you see these strange human.
No, I throw a rock at that fish.
What'd you
throw
get on
a
your
rock at
Constitution
it.
saving throw,
I'm
Aurora?
over it.
it was a nat 20, but a 23. I need to Google something real quick.
No, you
Are
don't.
you googling fish with human teeth?
No, you don't.
No, that's not it.
No, you
I
don't.
learned one
you
very
supposed to
important fact from the movie Deep Blue Sea starring Samuel L. Jackson, and that is sharks can't swim backwards. So I'm wondering if other fish can. That shouldn't be possible, and that's a freaky fish, and I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
Probably
catfish are bottom
nightmare fuel.
feeders, so the fact that it was up in the surface area where we could see it is probably not.
I mean, that's just because it's kind of like a shallow.
Hey, join our Discord and you can see a fish with human teeth.
No, I swear to God, I will delete my Discord.
No, I hate him.
Oh, that's not even a Photoshop. That's
don't-
just a fish with human teeth.
I
It was
don't
caught
like
in
it.
Cool.
Carolina.
There's something wrong in the
dentures.
Natural 20 on your Constitution saving throw. No, you feel fine.
Something's in the water.
It's honestly a very fresh tasting water. It's akin to something you'd get out of like a natural spring. It's very nice. Doesn't taste like lake water, you know. I don't know if you know what lake water kind of smells and tastes like. It's bad. This is not like that.
Tastes like stink.
How does she look?
Do you feel magical?
She looks fine. She's not glowing or anything any more than
feel
usual.
fine. It tastes like normal water, which I guess is like a little bit weird because lake and, you know, like no filtration system or like, you know, stuff to clear it out except for like animals and stuff. I think that's a little bit gross because they poop in that water too. But it tastes fine. I don't feel anything. I feel okay.
You all filled your water skins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I sniff the water? Does it smell?
Does it
Make a
smell
perception check.
magic?
She's gonna drown, guys. She's going to drown.
I'm gonna
Smells
hold
the
her up
water.
so that she can't drown.
14.
14. No scent.
Okay. I think it seems fine, but I'm.
I was hoping you smelled it before you drank it.
No, I just put it in my mouth.
And you get the sense as you kind of like get some out in your palms and go to smell it that it's the water itself is very clear. It seems to be the sand that darkens as it goes in, giving it this kind of like dark look to the lake. But it's actually very clear water. You're just seeing the bottom.
Did you mention anything to anyone about a staring fish backing away?
No, I assume that's what water is.
Okay.
I assume all water
Yeah,
is
that's
like
just
that.
that's just how fish do.
It's just
Yeah.
fish.
Like motions to its teeth.
Now this is some fan art that I can do.
Yeah. Sexy
don't
fish
like
with,
him, like-
with handsome teeth.
His fin is a quaff.
200 followers.
I drew him.
No, I want teeth.
He had
I
teeth.
want dentures. I want
Oh.
a fish that ate dentures. Benefited heavily from them.
So you all continue
Yeah.
towards the village.
Yeah.
I need a seltzer. my dentures need a freshening.
Continuing on, you come to the village of Williston. I don't think any of you have ever, I mean, outside of Aurora, who kind of grew up in one, I don't think any of you have actually visited a small village before.
No. Unless we count Borkas.
No, that's actually more of a large swath of land with a number of cities.
And mostly I'm used to gangs of roving children in the woods.
Who isn't?
I wish I could get away from them all.
I wish they'd go away.
I wish they would stop flipping our cars and stealing our mail. Gangs of roving children.
No.
Start fighting.
As the sun is beginning to set, very picturesquely over Lake Mendeleth, you get this. It's very strange, actually. You see the bright orange sunlight leaving these kind of like orange to violet to indigo skies, but as the sun is setting, it's setting right behind the Isle of Róvengúl. So in the center of this bright orange sunlight that's easier to look at because there is so much atmosphere as it is setting between you and the sun, there's this bright silver spot in the center of it that emanates from the island that is almost comparable to the sunlight, so much so that you can actually see it within the sunlight.
Looking at, as we're approaching this town and looking around, given that we are this close to Róvengúl, is there an obvious silver stake presence around us?
You can make an insight check. As you all enter Willowsden, you see...
I
Do
would
the
like to.
same.
Yeah, who would like to? You see... this appears to be some sort of fishing village. There are a number of huts, most of them built along the shore, several docks that go out over Lake Mendeleth, and a number of small hovels and cabins that seem to be made from the wood of the surrounding forests, thatched roofs, and it's very quaint and nice. People are going about their nightly business. You see a lot of people coming in on these kind of smaller canoe type boats that have, I don't know, I should have researched what the term is, but the small boats that have the kind of arms that reach out to the balance on the side. And some of them have small sails. Others are purely to be rowed. But you see some fishermen coming in with nets of these strange glowing fish.
They're all just
Watching. No, these ones. Most of the ones in the nets are much smaller.
There's a child just pulling teeth out of a fish.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh man.
The fish is screaming.
Magic teeth.
Just kidding. And takes them back out.
Ow. No, you see villagers going about their nightly business, bringing in their day's catch, and a couple of market stalls set up as well. What did you guys get on insight checks?
I got a 17.
13.
13. You don't see anyone that overtly screams silver stake to you. No.
Silver stake!
The first guy you see.
Screaming it.
Just yelling it. No, nobody in black robes with silver trim, akin to, Astroloth Vindalore, what he was wearing, anything like that. No tattoos that are visible immediately. And continuing your way into the town, you come to a slightly larger dock with some larger vessels that could be called ships. Not quite like ocean-going vessels or anything like you're used to seeing in the, or rather, like the two of you are used to seeing in the Trades Ward at Waterdeep or anything like that. But larger than canoes for sure. Various sailboats of different styles.
Yes, we can head towards wherever there's bustle. It looks like they're bringing in the day's catch. They probably want a drink.
yes. We should find the what are they called? Dockmaster, shipmaster,
Dockman.
dockman.
Dockmaster.
Ship god.
Yeah, find that guy.
Ship god. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigate.
What's the mechanical sound? What? Is it exciting? Is it a good
It's
one?
really good.
No, that
It's
is
a
a
22.
7.
So as you approach the docks and get to a more, most of the ground has just been kind of that sandy earth, but you get to a portion that is actually docks, these kind of like wooden, what is the term? Is it just docks? No. Boardwalk. There it is. Wooden planks fastened out on atop the beach to kind of level everything out that lead out to the docks that are on the water. You see a number of fishermen and dock workers, people, not a lot of like trade like you're used to at docks, where there's like people carrying crates to and from. It's mostly people unloading fish and like boxes of fish from ships and things like that. On a 7, you don't see anybody who looks like they're like in charge or anything. Just kind of a lot of people going to and fro about their own business. No one that's really overseeing anyone.
Can I just like grab a guy who has like a barrel of fish?
Yeah, make a charisma check. This is to determine the quality of NPC that you are
I
summoning
would
from
like
the
to
ether.
use my luck points.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to use my luck points. Just blanket charisma? It doesn't matter. 15.
15?
It was a natural one.
Oh.
I abandoned ship. We would have ended up somehow getting arrested in this town.
Yeah. Somehow, on this freshwater dock, you managed to grab the saltiest looking half-orc man.
That's fresh water.
Yeah. Large tusks, an eye patch over one eye, he's missing one leg, and in its place is this wooden stake that kind of like clicks along the boardwalk as he goes with this large crate of fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of pop up, grab the barrel or the crate, and throw a spare arm around his shoulder and bring him in. Hi there, friend.
Can I help
Would you like
you?
some help with this?
I had it.
No, I totally believe in you. The thing is, I need to ask for a favor, and it feels rude to ask for a favor without doing a favor. Understand?
Make a persuasion check.
15.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Some
Walk with me.
friends and I'm walking with him, and I like look back like,
That constant like does not break eye contact with you.
okay, great. I'm holding a crate in one arm and one over him. Cool.
It's this way.
And we're making eye contact. Okay. Some friends and I need a ship to Róvengúl.
Okay.
How would, and with whom would that be something that's possible?
Well, there's only one ship right in town. So if you're looking to buy a ship, you're gonna need to talk to Nail.
Do we have to like buy a ship forever? It's our ship.
Yeah, they don't do rentals.
They don't do rentals. Do you have a ship?
Yeah.
Could you just take us?
All the way to Róvengúl?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
What if I told you that I have a lot of platinum right now
How much you got?
in my bag? I have 100 platinum.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'd like to use a luck point.
Okay. You can only
Can I do
reroll
that
one
with
of those.
advantage? I want to roll this one. That is a 19.
Sick.
I'm right, you carry this barrel back to my house.
Uh-huh.
I'll take you there right now.
Okay, what if we need to go tomorrow?
Then it's gonna have to be 102 platinum.
102.
Yeah,
I think I can arrange that.
2 up front. That's a holding fee.
Is she talking to someone?
Okay. Yeah, perfect. What's your name?
My name is Ren.
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 When?
Ren.
Ren.
Can you hear? You need to get your ears checked.
No, it's my accent, sorry.
How's your accent affecting the way I'm talking?
It's the way that I talk, unfortunately.
Whatever.
Ren, last name?
What? No.
You don't have a last name,
No. Why would I have that?
right? That's silly. I don't.
You see another Ren around here? You see another Ren around here?
No, well, I haven't asked her. You know what? No, that's a silly question. Of course, there isn't one.
Yeah. It's
You
just
could
me.
be the only Ren.
Yeah. If another
with
Ren
such
shows
a
up,
name.
maybe I'll give myself a last name. Differentiate myself from the
What's
other
the name
Ren.
of your ship, perhaps?
People name ships?
Are they arguing with someone now?
Why would I name it? It's probably just gonna sink in a couple weeks anyway.
Okay, here's 2 platinum for the Holden fee.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
In a couple of weeks.
What?
Huh?
What? A couple of weeks?
You just said his.
Who are you?
Hi.
You know each other?
What's happening?
Or
Hey, I'm Ren.
nice.
You
to
coming
meet-
on the boat too?
Maybe. How often do you lose ships?
And twice a month. Once a
Why?
month.
Why?
It's dangerous waters. Rogue waves. Storms. I don't know where. Sea monsters.
Are there like a lot of people out and about?
Sea monsters?
There's a good number of people, yeah.
How often do all of you lose ships on the way around Róvengúl? Raise your hand if it's more than twice a year.
Make a blanket persuasion check. I'm
yeah,
gonna say if you roll a 16 or higher, you get the attention of everyone on the dock.
That is a 16.
Fucking kidding me? Everyone stops and turns to look at you. And then all at once, a cacophony of voices. Well, you know, like a couple of times.
Call my parents on these waters. We're gonna call it fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're lucky, you go like 3 weeks.
But you just lost a ship, right?
But no, like, I mean, last week. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is new. It's a few weeks before he's due to lose another one. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So it's like-
Statistically,
What are we gonna do? We're gonna buy a boat.
Hey, how many
We're
of,
gonna sail a boat.
how many you got? How many you want on there?
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of us.
6? Yeah, that'll fit.
Hey,
How big is the boat?
Howdy.
I got us a boat and a driver.
hi.
How's it going? I'm Ren.
Hello, Ren. I'm Silas. You are a captain of a ship.
Yeah.
Neat. And it does hold 6 and supplies.
Yeah, I mean, it holds up to 8. So, yeah.
That's nice. We're good. We're just.
You're just going to Róvengúl, right?
Yes.
Like 3-hour trip? Yeah.
Have you been?
No problem. Yeah.
Have you been?
Have I been? No, why would I go there?
Because you live here and maybe
But you've
curiosity
sailed
struck
near
you?
it, right?
Huh?
You've sailed near it.
I mean, I gone like maybe a quarter of the way.
We're not going to drive a ship.
We could have gotten someone to drive our ship.
Why would we buy a ship?
Oh, you guys
To
got
not-
a captain?
Endanger someone who lives in this place and their livelihood.
Don't worry, I
He's
endanger
on these
myself
waters
every day.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone in your ilk gone the entire way to Róvengúl and made it?
Probably. I don't know. Nobody's come back, but somebody probably made it.
But anyone here that has been more than a quarter of the way? Or is it
I
just...
mean, yeah, some people go a little closer. The fish start getting weird when you get closer. They're not good to eat, so.
I mean, I've ridden between a dragon's wings, so we might as well.
That's cool. This guy.
It's very...
Am I right?
It's very... I guess a transaction has gone down, right?
Oh, yeah, she paid the 2 platinum holding fee, so.
Oh, just 2.
Yeah, when I get the other 100, you said tomorrow we'll stay on there?
Right? Tomorrow?
Depending on what's...
Just stay here until you see us again, and
Alright.
then go.
I'll hand him 2 more platinum.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah, that's another day.
wait.
Another day booked.
Yes, just wait for us.
Yeah.
We will pay you the rest when we
Absolutely.
return with our
Is
supplies.
he full of shit?
Make an insight check.
It's like he kind of seems.
Bye.
Yeah, is he gonna stick around?
That's a 5. Very good.
Insight?
Yeah.
23.
23.
16.
So good.
You know, I used to joke, like, why did I give Silas so much perception and insight?
Because he's a monk.
So, this guy, I mean, it's hard to tell looking around. This guy definitely has seen some shit. You get the
Has
sense.
felt some shit, I imagine.
Yeah, you get the sense that his missing leg probably happened on this lake, and he hasn't lied once that you've clocked, at least.
So we will return with our supplies, and you will be here, not fishing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I got 4 platinum. I'm set for like at least 2 days.
All right then. We will return. Your name was Ren.
Ren, yeah.
Good. Right. We've done it.
Cool. And you're gonna bring the
Where do you want me to put this crate?
Oh, that's going to my house. Yeah. Down this way.
Okay.
How?
Do you know of any places to stay here in, I think it's Williston, right?
You can stay in my house.
For free?
For free.
Well, I mean, technically, you paid the holding fee already.
Right. Sure, yes.
Great.
Cool. Yeah, this way.
He leads you.
So polite.
He leads you down the boardwalk. Takes a curve. Has a little bit more trouble walking through the sands off of the boardwalk. As his leg could probably use more of a surface area at the bottom. Kind of just like sticks in a little bit deeper sometimes than others. But he leads you through this small village to a quaint but nice little cabin, well built. Gets the door for you, Rabbit. Opens it and you step inside, and you see, weirdly enough, where some people would have like furs as rugs and things, you see like tanned like fish skins set out as like carpeting and decoration.
That's wretched.
I don't know. Scales are pretty cool.
And there's a little fireplace in the corner, or rather on the left wall. It's like a very efficiency situation.
It smells in here,
It is
though.
a single room. The outhouse is outside.
I mean, of fish.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Great.
It smells like fish leather.
Hey, Cameron. No point of reference.
You know the smell of leather? Add fish.
You know what this leather could use?
I know the smell
Salmon.
of conditioned leather. I know the smell of like freshly tanned fish.
It's not
Oh,
fish.
there's dog treats that are essentially fish leather.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
And they
actually
smell-
thinking of the scent of the cat treats we have for Chloe that are like literally just little fish.
Yeah, it's kind of like if a fish barfed.
It's bad.
It's right.
There's a single bed in the corner, twin size, and like a little kitchen area. There's the fireplace, and mounted above the fireplace is a fully taxidermied, strange catfish with human teeth, and it is still glowing as well.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
I like what you've done with the place.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll sleep on the boat. You guys are welcome to the bed, and whatever you want to do.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't rob me.
No,
We've
where
done-
do you want these?
We've done
this
the-
crate of fish?
We've
No, you need to put that wherever.
Inside,
Yeah.
unrefrigerated.
I'll set it down next to the.
Yeah, I'll take care of it tomorrow.
I have concerns.
So do you all want to like cuddle together or like?
I'll sleep by the fireplace.
I don't need to be here for this part, right? I can
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, you got
cool.
it.
Enjoy. There's
Did you say don't rob us? Don't rob
He asked not to be robbed.
We
I
gave
think
him
that's
4
fair.
platinum.
What if we try to take it back?
Yes, but where are you gonna find
He's
something
asking
like
us
this?
something really nice.
In the water. I mean, that's where he got it, right?
He's left at this point.
I'm not looking for 5-star accommodation.
I mean,
just
I
pacing
understand
the room.
he just allowed 6 strangers into his home. I'd ask them not to. be
Genevieve is like trailing behind you, Silas. Like,
yeah, well, it's. I know.
I'm gonna lay out a bedroll by the fireplace.
So nobody's interested in snuggling.
We can share a bedroll.
I mean, I'm
That's
open
okay.
to it.
Oh, that's way more adorable.
Cuddle puddle.
Like
Perhaps.
I was probably going to sleep near the fire for.
Okay, well, first dibs. You
Okay,
go.
well, if
Alright.
you're interested in my cuddle puddle offer, I will be over here.
Ian.
High
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuddle puddle.
As the cuddle puddle is proceeded with hand slapping. That's fun.
That's because we're jocks.
Okay. I'd still be.
I don't know if you know, but I'm super ripped.
All right.
Also ripped.
We're talking about our bodies, aren't we? Right before bedtime. You see what I have to deal with, Genevieve. That's
You did choose some interesting.
didn't choose anyone.
Oh,
Was chosen. I
makes a lot more sense.
You're gonna be grateful.
I
that
got
all
it.
these muscles keep you alive in a fight next week.
When he says
You're gonna be
he's
happy about
chosen,
it.
I'm like, that's how it works. I'm like spinning around by the fireplace. Lay down.
Yeah, Rabbit, you lay down, and Pippin does the same thing, like, on all fours, like doing circles around you. Before cuddling in a strange fashion, he kind of like drapes himself over you, like over your midsection.
Oh.
Props up his satchel of water.
Imagining, like his arms are on your chest.
he's like folded his hands under his.
He takes the pouch of water and coins and like kind of places it and he like rests his head on it.
He does get up like every couple of hours just to stab his fingers into different parts of my meats and then lay back down.
It's my favorite.
I just want to make sure you're comfortable.
It's my favorite. I hate it. Only a little bit. I
The
have
distance
tried.
In the
Switch.
morning, he just like screams into my ear like, "I'm hungry. It's breakfast."
Who does Pippin belong to?
Hey! Hey! Y'all hungry?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Jalil was
somebody
also
get on that.
there. She did not go to sleep with us.
What's my shadow doing? If I'll go near the fire and turn my back to the fire.
As you turn around, there's that kind of innate, like, almost like multiple shadow situation that happens with fires because it's kind of like dancing around. And it takes a moment to actually, like, take it in. But you can see within that flickering, it is kind of like a little bit of like a dance to it, like adding its own like flourishes to the.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah,
is it
very very inflatable tube man. kind
Ace
of.
Ventura dance?
Yeah. I'll have like the top of the head's the last thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That.
Okay. So I guess just you good, Aurora? You're in on a puddle? Not mine, of course,
Oh.
but the puddle, the one that isn't mine.
You know, I thought about it, but then I actually really like my own bedroll. You know, I like the space, and I kind of like to sprawl. And I think that sometimes, you know, it's not conducive to the cuddle puddle.
Clearly,
You get
that's
some-
not off limits in this cuddle puddle.
That's fair. I just mean like I like to sprawl, but not touch any other thing. You know, that way it's like I can just put my arms and legs wherever I want them to be. And
How large is the inside of his house?
there's no touching.
It's like, Jesus, probably like 10 feet by 14 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna cast alarm.
Okay. I think if you would like, you can choose to like just cast it on like the door and the windows. I don't think it has to be like the entire perimeter of everything. If you don't want it to.
Yeah.
Entrances
Right.
and exits.
Yeah. There is one entrance. It is also the exit. It's the door you came through. It's a very, very quaint cabin.
Will you be sleeping tonight, Genevieve? Just meditating.
I'll do my meditations for a couple of hours.
You're good?
Yeah, I'll try listening again.
They can help. Just gonna kind of like lay my head on her lap if she's gonna meditate.
Yeah, she does so.
May I request at the end of my meditation, that 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
it should still be dark outside.
Yes.
I would like to try and... Is that alarm set for us as well? Okay, I would like to step outside, not to like sneak off, but just not wake anybody. I want to
Make a stealth check.
stare at Róvengúl and see if I can pick up anything that's going on out there.
Okay. And this will be against passive perceptions.
Stealth check is 10.
Okay, so I think you're all aware that Rabbit pushes Pippin off of her and wakes him up, but he just kind of like curls back up, and Rabbit steps outside. Make a perception check, Rabbit.
That is a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Plus 5.
Yeah. Stepping outside, you look towards the lake, and you can see there's still that kind of silvery light. You almost think that it's moonlight in the distance, but then you realize that the moon is actually much higher in the sky at this point. And it's very far away, but you can just see the silver light emanating from these spreading branches of this almost kind of like poplar-like tree that's just dominating. Like the fact that you can make out this singular tree from this distance, and you can see like shadowy hints at other like regular-sized tree canopy surrounding it, but this one dominates the landscape of Róvengúl. You also see over the water, it is still and calm at the shore, but there's this strange shift, maybe a mile or two offshore, and there are just roiling waves crashing and breaking in seemingly no natural fashion. It's not like they're all going one direction. It's like there are waves breaking and splashing into each other and clashing, and this strange, like indiscernible current is happening for about 20 minutes, and then the water stills. And you get the sense that this might be the type of thing that old Ren was referring to about how these seas are unpredictable in very unnatural ways.
Yeah, I'll spend the rest of the evening doing that.
Just outside, keeping eyes.
I'm up to the roof.
Yeah. Climbing up onto the roof, you get a better vantage point. And yeah, looking out, there's occasional roils of waves that'll calm themselves. And at one point, you swear you see a large, dark shape kind of surface, linger for a moment before sinking back down beneath the waves of the sea. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session
Gross.
of Arcanarama. Ooh! We've got a ship expedition in the next episode. That's exciting.
Is it?
Boats!
Why is it spicy?
Will we find out if the big ones have human teeth too?
I forgot my notes and
No.
forgot whenever I went to my character sheet, and then I came back to write down what Rabbit was saying. Like,
Hell yeah.
It's all
And how dare you show that to me?
However, before we go, we have one more giveaway to announce.
A giveaway?
What?
Yes, it is the Fantasy Forge.
To whom are you giving this away to?
Whoever wins.
What?
The Fantasy Forge Verdant Treasure dice set. Beautiful, beautiful, green, and also gold.
dice.
And the winner of the Verdant Treasure dice set is 11-year-old Kobold! Yay! Hell yeah! Congratulations, 11-day-old kobold. We will have that sent out at the end of the month. It is
You're a dice twin with Robbie too, right? Sort of.
not quite. This one is different. It doesn't have gold flakes in it. It's
That
literal.
shimmery stuff?
It's literal, gold resin that
Oh,
is
cool.
swirled through it. They are very, very gorgeous. You can actually take a look if you want.
I take a look at them.
Whoa.
Taylor's going to look at your dice.
They are one of my favorite sets I've ever made.
They talk.
I'm probably gonna make some more like that because I really like them.
Oh yeah, they're very like it's like a very muted
Oh,
green.
ew.
It's like nice.
I hate you for putting that in there.
Oh, the fish
Yeah.
with human teeth?
I just wanted to see why I was tagged.
Oh, you tag her in it too?
No.
Oh.
Not that mean.
Butterfly 42
These are really nice.
says that I can open
Congrats.
that box. Let me see that box.
Yeah, before we go.
Where's my fucking knife?
And nails.
Hell yeah. So I think we can go to a single
Get the
shot
tape,
on
or do you
Miranda.
want to do it? There's little tapes on the side.
Oh yeah, get the little tips. And I gotta get the
Hey, Robbie.
I guess in the meantime we can do a little brief. If anybody has any questions or anything, we can do a little Q&A.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Post your
Brandon?
questions in the chat.
That's my
What
question.
if the big ones have teeth?
Yeah.
What
That are
if the
look like
big ones
that.
have human
That are
teeth?
look like that.
That are look
Also,
like
hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Sorry you didn't win the dice unless you're 11-day-old kobold. But thanks for coming back, I guess. Stay
did we suddenly
Stick
just get,
around
like,
next
an
time. Yeah, we went from
influx?
like 8 to 12. Hello.
that.
Watch the content next time. It's good, I promise.
It's really nice.
Struggling with the tape over there.
I'm just trying not to rip the print off.
Yeah,
of
I've got the
wall.
chat up in front of me, so if anybody has any questions about anything that went down in this episode or might be coming up the next episode, let us know there, and we'll save
Okay.
When's the next dice giveaway?
Ooh, okay.
Saturday. Fuck.
Cameron, they didn't do it.
I know.
This is
I couldn't
just
stay
like-
mad at you.
This is just like when you're
Not
talking
even.
as the pets and I get actually mad.
Yeah, that's a fun thing that happens sometimes. I give all of our animals voices,
And then he argues with me.
I don't always argue with you, but most of the time I argue with her as the pets, and then she starts getting mad at the pets, and it's great.
Because they're talking back.
Yes, Kobold did win the dice.
What is it?
What is that? I
What
see
is that?
tendrils.
Yeah, I see tendrils.
Is that a fluff?
bone cage?
It looks like a lily pad of some sort. I don't want to
Oh, but
remove.
it's got tentacles on
I'm
it.
It
gonna
should say,
remove.
Yeah, remove it.
it should say on the bottom what it is.
Oh, yeah, on the bottom of the platform.
Floating lily pad, but it has tentacles.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know why it has
fun.
tentacles.
That's
There's
something-
this little
Yes,
guy.
this is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight box, so it's a bunch of fey shit.
Oh,
Hell yeah. I want one.
this is some sort of.
Oh, the tentacles are the bottom?
Hello. Well, we have you all
Yeah.
here for this beautiful unboxing of these lovely minis that were won by Butterfly
It's
42005
like this little guy in
425.
here.
Who is he?
I think it's like a little.
Hit the follow button to
Yeah.
be notified. When we hit 200 followers, I don't know if you know this, but
I'm not.
all of us are
It's
artists.
just a squirt.
Taylor actually did the design, the layouts that you
not
see
gonna
around
say
us.
that.
Sam did the designs of all the characters, the character art that shows up on the stream. And I do other things over at youtube.com/fantasyforgeart. I'm getting so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're at
hell yeah.
967. 967 subscribers on YouTube, which is
What is
fucking
that?
A squirt?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the name of it. Why would you make that hand motion? I'm
Wait,
gonna.
is it actual? Is it a little
His
spore?
name is Squirt.
It's a little squirt.
I wonder if that's because there's from in Out of the Abyss. There's also a squirt, and he's the little mushroom. He's the little mushroom
yeah.
boy.
Hey,
it's like the little thing that made the
I don't know who
Tin Man
Bobby
move
is.
again.
Yeah, it's like a little
Oil can?
His name is
Oh, I get
Bobby.
it. Squirt. Gross.
Swart.
Yeah, he's not. I don't. He's
There's
not, like,
Bobby.
on here.
Bobby's in here. I think
His
that
name-
might be a part of like the official
Yeah.
book content.
Yeah, there are NPCs included as well. So they're like named characters.
I
in
want
there.
this little pumpkin acorn little fucker named Chucklehead.
Oh, he's probably a Chewinga.
I don't know what the fuck he is, but I like him. Is he in there?
What's
no,
that?
it's like a little like a little Baba Yagba, like a little.
Baba Yagba?
It's like a little.
Baba
Look at
Baba
it. It's like a
Yaga?
little.
Like a hag?
Oh yeah, that
Is
looks
that
like
a, oh, is that a?
Is that a sea witch?
That might be a night hag. No, that might be a. What are the fey ones?
Is
Fuck.
there something
What are the ones in the woods?
No, he's just on a lily pad. I wonder if you can
Oh,
set.
there's a stand.
Green hags? or beer hags. Beer hags.
Beer hags.
Bevlorna Bright Straw.
WeFirm says, I can't wait for Cam and Taylor role-playing romantic times. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Get us to 200.
We had a couple in the last episode, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what you guys need to do is write fan fiction, and we'll do a table read.
We will not.
It depends on the ship.
Will.
It depends on the
Depends
ship.
on the ship.
It
I'm
depends
down.
on the ship.
Depends on the ship. My wife is sitting directly next to me.
Flirt
And
with
she's
your
my
brother.
sister.
Yeah.
Flirt with your brother.
It feels really good.
Listen, Rabbit Pippin. It's already in the notes.
It's already in the
Oh,
notes.
is it in the notes?
Oh, hell yeah. Kitty out here gifting subs. Oh, yeah. Shout out to WeFirm, who also gifted 2 mystery subs tonight. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Fuck yeah,
And
dude.
that's Kitty's second mystery gift sub of the night. Fuck yeah, dude.
Did it again.
If you are here with us live,
I
because there's
get
15 of
it
you, I can see
again.
you. I can see you on the screen. I know you're here. Click the follow button if you haven't already. It makes us feel good and also gets us to goals where we get to do fun things for you. And once we start getting more followers and more viewers on the streams, our prizes are going to get even better. And we gave away a $50 set of dice tonight, and a beautiful. I think how much are I don't. What is? Do you know?
These
the
are
MSRP
not
on this?
cheap.
No, they're not.
They're between 20 and 40 depending on which box. Icebound.
I would guess that these ones are probably on the pricier end because they're specific to campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can get like a box set of like
Of like whatever.
it's like 8 of just like monster manual ones
Yeah.
that are like I think it's like $100 for like an 8-pack.
Yeah, with the clear window thing
Yeah,
on it.
that's where most of these came from.
But the more followers we get, the more I can appeal to our sponsor. Hey, we need bigger prizes because these people are supporting us, and they do it. They did this. We used to just give away like one metal mini like Bonzo the Clown, and now we're giving
Yeah.
away like
Yeah.
proper content.
And if you
minis.
find yourself in the North Texas, Denton, Dallas area, check out More Fun Comics and Games. They have the comic and D&D nerd stuff shop on the square. They also have More Fun toys.
More fun toys for it's like mostly kid stuff. There's some kind of like smart
Like
kid
little,
toys.
like plushy things and
Yeah.
puzzles and different stuff like that.
Tell
And then
them
they
I-
also have the More Fun Game Center.
Yeah, which you can
Where-
book online if you want to just like
Go
run
play.
a room. Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
rent a room like I don't know. I think it's 25 by 45. You can just rent the room
Damn.
for like magic tournaments, all that stuff. Like
Hell yeah.
so.
And they also, in their storefront, have a couple of different selections of miniature paint as well.
Yeah.
And like, I'm talking Citadel. I'm talking the nice,
Yeah.
good
And they have
miniature
like the
paint.
fancy effects paints.
Yeah, they've got effects paints. They've got the dry brushes, like dry brush specific paints. I haven't checked, but I would imagine there's these new ones from Army Painter, I think, that are called like speed paints or something.
Yeah.
That are supposed to be like you basically just put on a base coat and then use one coat of this speed paint, and it works kind of like contrast paints, where it's like you get different tones from the single thing, from like a single coat, and it's supposed to make painting minis way faster. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to.
I know I've seen a lot of Army on the left side of that section. But yeah,
It's mostly Army Painter.
check out More Fun. It's actually really rad.
It's
This
super
town
cool.
does not deserve a comic book shop like this. It's really rad.
It's very cool.
Well, we live here, so we need it.
Hey, shout out to fucking Wizard Tank for following us on stream. That's super cool. I didn't know I got notifications for
Welcome,
that.
Wizard Tank.
Welcome.
Hey.
It's good to have you.
Pop in the Discord and show us your pets and plants.
Yes, join us.
Yeah,
Join
you can
us
get there
in the Discord.
through our About section right here on Twitch. Just click About above us, depending on what you're looking on, what you're watching on.
I just saw we have an ADHD tag.
Yeah,
Yeah, look
Not
it
a
up.
joke.
it's for real.
Yeah. Not a joke.
Hell yeah, I think we have lingered for long enough.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch all of you in the next episode. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers.
Well,
Ah.